All right, who's ready? Let's do some spot spinning. But we're working in some dumbbells with it. Because gaming is temporary, but gains are forever. Give it a few minutes for everybody to filter in. Let's do some spot spinning. But we're working in some dumbbells with it. Because gaming is temporary, but how's everybody doing today? How's everyone's Wednesday kicking off? Give it a few minutes for everybody to filter in. There's an echo. It's probably this. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, how's my sound? You guys let me know if there's any kind of sound problem. I think I know what it is. It's because I got YouTube open. Yeah, that's what it is. It's because I had YouTube open playing sound. So I turned that off and I think we'll be all right now. Let me know if that solves the problem there. I think we ought to be in good shape now. Yeah, the echo ought to be gone. Slayer's asking, so what are we going to do? That's a great question, Slayer. So as you guys can see, it's time to play some games. But I can't sit here and just play games the entire day. That's not healthy. So we're going to turn this into a combined workout and gaming. So all bonus games. This is one of those volatile games where you can hit those big wins. Tomcat, we're going to be here for a minute. Probably there it is, 200,000 FC. So let's increase our spin amount a little bit. Let's start off. All right, we'll start off nice and quiet. Let's just do 200 at a time. It's a little laggy. Let me know if it drives you guys nuts. Wow, this one's it's a little laggy on my end. Probably looks pretty rough for you guys. All right, let's give it a chance. All right, so the goal of this game. All right, we are. Let's see what we got to do. All right, so line them up. You get your coins. Obviously, all right. Bonus. If the bonus symbol lands on reels 1, 2, and 3 in the base game, the bonus symbol is a scatter symbol, wild symbol. Okay. All right, we hit enough of these. We're gonna get a decent workout in. All right, and I'll cut volume for you guys by a little bit. All right, let's go for it. Auto spins. There we go. Hit me with 100. All right, let's go, llama. No, nothing. Yeah, you guys let me know if the sound ends up working out okay, or if it's problematic. This one, guys, there's too much lag. I don't know what the deal is, but it is slow, laggy, and that's on my end. So after going through the stream and hitting you guys, it's probably even worse. Lucky Panda has been good to us in the past, but we've done that before. Rhino, Wild West Dunes, that's also on the list. Let's give this one a shot. You guys hear guitar riff? Yeah, that was YouTube. All right, let's try this one now. All right, let's do a... Hey, let's go for it. All right, hit me with those free spins. Maybe we'll get a workout on this one. All right, a lot less lag here. That's good. All right, still nothing. Still those high volatility games. Oh, there we go. All right, 10 FC. Got 10% of it back. All right, thanks, Tomcat. Appreciate you. Still hitting those low wins. I need a bonus. I'm jonesing for some exercise. Like and comment for the algo, yeah. Username, like and comment for the algo. So do right now, he says. Those random number generators, they just wait for it. There it is. Look at that. I won my I won my play amount back. There we go. Beer game. I guess beer game is going to be the bonus one here. So that's going to be a big win. No. Almost. Looked like it would have been. JW. I used to never drink soda unless it was mixed with alcohol. I'd say, no, I don't want soda. It's not healthy. But then I would dump a bunch of alcohol into it and be like, oh yeah, this is fine now. Now it's got alcohol, so it's good. Oh, that should be a big one right there. There we go, finally. All right, 400. 4x my spin. Nothing there. Yeah, Felipe, I think I could do that. Yeah, it looks like, play free spins. It looks like you can. We're going to give it some time, though. I'm going to let the random number generator do its thing. And we will be blessed eventually with some good luck. Inshallah. Oh, there's another good one. Look at that. 400? No, even higher. 8, 9? We're going to hit 1,000. Yay, look at that. 1,000. That's a good win. That's what what's his name was talking about. He says being due. Oh, that's a good one too. Okay. I'm waiting for that beer game though. That bonus round. Because bonuses are what? Bonuses are 25. Bonuses are 15 push-ups. Free spins is 10 shoulder presses. But it's risk because if I don't win at least what? 20x my wager, 10x my spin, then it triggers a 2 minute of plank. Should be unmuted now. I was typing, so I had to mute myself. All right, got the spin back. We're down close to 8,000 FC right now, which means we need a nice streak of luck to put us back in that game. I bet we hit the bonus. This is where we start getting those W's. Who in the comment section is in college right now? In corporate crypto, what's happening on screen is this slot machine is spinning, and we're waiting to hit some of those bonus games, because every bonus means that we work out a little bit. One FC is redeemable to a penny, so you need 100 FC to redeem $1. What's driving me crazy about this game is that, like, when you line up some stuff, like, it looks like you should get these three as well. This one's a little bit stingy. Yeah, like we can't. Those three didn't line up down the bottom. A little stingy on this game. But at least there's no lag. The other one was way too laggy. Don't do me like that, Liam. Oh, there we go. That's something. Is that a bonus? Oh no, it's just wild. I got a whole wild reel and all I got was... Oh, this would be something at least. 60. That ain't nothing. When you start going down 10,000 FC like I am right now, this is when you start to tell yourself, it's just the volatility. High volatility games. A couple of wilds in there. Alright, nothing. Corporate crypto, I live my life like that. I haven't had a job in years. So DK Emperor says physical slots have a different playback percentage based on denomination. Anyone know if the online casinos work the same? So there's still an RTP. You know, you can see that when you look at the, you know, all these games are not made by fortune coins. They're made by somebody who makes these games. And you can see the RTP, which is the return to player. There's also the measurement of volatility. So are you going to hit a couple of big ones and have a lot of losses, kind of be on that roller coaster? Or is it much more... Oh, hold on, pause. We might have beer game. Come on. Wasn't meant to be. Alright, we're getting closer though. So you look at RTP and that'll tell you... Oh, there's going to be a big one. You look at RTP, that tells you after an infinite amount of games what kind of returns you should expect. So, it's all based on random number generators. There's nothing unique about that. The RTP on all these, I think, is usually like the mid-90s. Mid-90%. Nicholas Richards says, get off the game and get in a dumpster. So a big fan of the dumpster diving series. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you, Nick. Hey, more of that to come. Fear not, dumpster diving is now part of my DNA. What I really want to do is go explore some abandoned buildings and make sure they're truly abandoned enough that I could take from them if I find something that's like treasure, like kind of treasure hunting situation. Dumpster diving is fun, don't get me wrong. Just kind of once in a while you might actually find something worthwhile. I don't know why people love that dumpster diving so much. Like, that's what people seem to look forward to. Oh, this should be a big win. Got a X20 right there. That's it? Alright. JT, I got one in production right now, but it's slow going. It ran into some edits that it needed to have. I got two videos that are in production right now. One of them is... on the vocabulary of Wall Street bets. And the other one is about the freeloader challenge from a more holistic perspective. Because the truth is, I haven't really kept up with a lot of people that do the freeloader challenge alongside me. They're actually doing a lot better. So my goal is to catch up. It's talking about my plan. I'm going to turn the freeloader challenge into hitting that end goal of buying the abandoned house. So Austin Collins, I have thought about that before, doing a dad bod challenge. But the truth is I can barely keep up with Kamikaze Cash stuff. I'm not ready to start an entirely new series right now. I mean, I am dying for one of those bonus games. Not just because I need the coins, but because I need to get some lifting, you know. I was hoping to have a few done by now. JP Hamlet says his goal of the freeloader challenge is to purchase the house that he lives in right now. I mean, that's a lot smarter than what my plan is. We bought this house from the landlord. They almost didn't want to sell it, but we got lucky that one of their kids had a baby in Florida, so they wanted to move there to be close to their grandkid. Worked out in our favor. Freeze, I've tried streaming on Kick before, but nobody watches it. I feel like Kick is highly dominated by just the top YouTubers, or the top live streamers that have really fancy setups and a lot going on. Me in my basement lifting weights, it doesn't bring in a lot of people. Oh, this could be the one. Ah, I just went right by it. Dang. I wanted that. I wanted beer game. Austin Collins says freeloading paid for all of his groceries and is helping cover costs of grad school. All right, good for you. What are you in grad school for? What's the area of study? Don't tell me it's a liberal arts degree. Hey, JP, don't count your principal when you're talking about, oh, my payment will increase when I buy the house. Right? That's true, but if you're paying that $700 to the principal balance on your mortgage, it's not like you're throwing money away as though it were a higher rent. You're getting it back because you're paying down the loan and you still own the asset, which is the house. So ignore that, don't include the principal when you're talking about a higher cost. No, that best, I don't think I've ever privated a Wall Street Bets video. That should be there. All right, Austin Collins is getting a master's in computer science and AI. I think his freeloader challenge is going to be having 3 different jobs at the same time, all in the AI space. Yeah, I think you're going to be all right, man. I have a feeling you'll be all right. Just got to get through that not so fun master's time. Hello, Mewtwo. Yeah, Aban Tom. My favorite is also the Dank Trade series, but the truth is there hasn't been a lot of good stuff on Wall Street Bets lately. The quality has gone down again. At least when people were losing money in 2022, it was good. It's only once in a while now that we see something actually really worth following. I'm down 15,000 FC right now. I think this is the deepest hole that I've been in yet. We need that bonus game. Maybe we'll get a lucky 5,000 times win. Jeremiah, the mushrooms are dead. I have grain spawn now. That's all I got. JT asks, will taxes hurt the freeloader stuff? Like taxes on any winnings? Yes, it will, but you gotta file your own taxes. If you're really getting into freeloading and it's all getting reported to the IRS, you may at that point want to get an EIN and start writing off your expenses from your freeloading adventure. Lost Relic, that's the first time I've seen that on this screen. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's something worthwhile. Alwyn, your OCD I see is hitting. Don't worry, Jeremiah. I'm gonna reattempt it. I've got the grain spawn. I just need to figure out why it wouldn't grow the first time. Are these wanted posters? I haven't actually hit any of those yet. I keep getting these hats. I barely get anything for these hats. We have yet to hit a bonus game, which means I have not done any exercise. The Armadillo 5 asks, do I freeload for a living? No, I YouTube for a living, but freeloading has been a significant increase. I've maxed out my 401k each of the past 2 years. No, my 401k. Maxed out my IRA for each of the past 2 years through freeloading. Hey, here we go. Bonus time. I swear, if I don't hit it this time. Just ain't meant to be. Dang. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JP. Escaping the hole says you have unlimited potential gains, only 100% loss. That's healthy. Healthy point of view. Joseph, the freeloader challenge should be coming out any day now. I'm waiting to, I needed editing support, so I had to send it off to get to an editor who usually does great work. A little slow on this one. I haven't heard from him. I hope he didn't like fall off the face of the earth or something. Yeah, Jeremiah, to write off your freeloading, you'd have to actually track what you're doing. So if you're driving a lot, you would use the mileage expense and take that off of your cost. So you basically reimburse yourself the cost of travel, and whatever percentage you use your car for business, you can take that out of the cost, or out of your, take that as a deduction. Everything that you do is going to put some. Oh, here we go. It's a big win. 640. All right, that's not bad. Everything that you do for the freeloader challenge is going to come with some kind of cost to you, to how you got, or almost everything is going to have some kind of cost associated with it. You would write that cost off, take the deduction for it. That way you're not paying taxes on your entire freeloader challenge payout. Like dumpster diving, there's expenses associated with that, so I can write that off. David Budd says, how did I fail growing potatoes? He grew them as a kid. You just dig at the end of the year. You're supposed to wait 100 days. I don't know. Maybe we should have waited longer. But the potatoes taste great. Like, the taste was awesome. It's a lot better than what we would get at the store. We just didn't get that high of a yield. So, Nicholas Richards, last time I tried to make a tax video, my accountant and my lawyer almost tried to kill me at the same time. The only reason I survived is because they showed up at the same time and started fighting each other instead. So I can't talk tax too much anymore. And every time I make one about taxes on capital gains, nobody watches it anyway, for some ridiculous reason. Dev Aurora, yeah, you could probably put your laptop as an expense if you're using it. If you got it just to do business, yeah, you can do that. You do not, so Escaping the Hole brings up a great point. He says, do you have to itemize to do that? So no, if you have your business and the business has income that's separate from your W-2 day job, you do not need to itemize to deduct the cost of doing business on your taxes. So for years, when I had my YouTube channel, it was not a formal business. It had no formal incorporation. It was just a sole proprietorship. So I had my regular job, my W-2, and then I had my YouTube income. By default, if you don't take any action on how you want to incorporate your business, what the entity is, it's called a sole proprietorship. You pay your taxes at the same time and on the same sheets as your personal ones, but you can deduct your business expenses from your sole proprietorship without having to itemize your personal taxes as well. Now, does that make sense? You can take the standard deduction on your personal taxes, but also take deductions from your business expense off of your sole proprietorship. All right? Essentially, you're taking the standard deduction on your personal taxes and itemizing separately your business expenses. So you can do both in that case. And like I said, you don't have to you are by default, if you are selling things on eBay, you're a sole proprietorship. Alex G says, the reason nobody watches the capital gains videos is because nobody's making them. Kind of true. Yeah, this one I'm not hitting any bonuses on this game. And I'm going to be honest, we're 30 minutes in. I was really hoping that I would have a bonus by now. And I have not gotten one. So maybe we're going to come back to this because I like the speed of the game. But I'm not satisfied with the fact that I'm down 20,000 FC and have yet to hit a bonus. So we are going to change games here. Nope, stop autoplay. All right, we're going to flip over. Let's do Rhino, hold, and win. Let's see. Rhino, hold, and win. Let's see. I hope this one is one of those low lag games. Oh, this is a good one. I've played this one before. Yeah, I've had success over here. I don't remember if there was much lag or not. We're going to find out. That doesn't look too promising, but let's find out. Do I really have to only do 50 at a time? Alright, let's see. Alright, a little lag. Not too bad, though. This will work. Alright. The bonus games on this one should come a lot more, because this is the type of game where you hit a few of those gold coins, and then it enters a bonus game where more of them come down. There it is. Like, there's one. You usually got to get 4, 5, or 6 on a screen at a time to start the game. I got some alligators. Crocodiles is probably crocodiles. A-Ben says, is the freeloader challenge only applicable to people in America? He's from India. He finds it tough to get something from it. The unfortunate truth is I can't test anything outside the US. I'm US-based, so I can only explore US-based freeloading. I'm convinced that every place in the world is going to have something that you can do. But I'm not going to be able to get you there. On Discord, there is a channel for non-US freeloading. Hardly anybody ever uses it. But I think the internet needs somebody who's going to explore freeloading outside the US. Alright, JP Hamlet, that sounds fascinating. I've never heard of that experiment before, but I do want to try it now. Letting a potato navigate its way through an obstacle course. That sounds fun. It looks like we're going to hit more scatters on this one than we would have on the other game. We might actually get a bonus here. Frizzy V seems to be convinced that I'm due for a win. I don't know if random number generators work that way. But maybe I'll hit that grand. That'll make me pretty happy. Due for a bonus game, that's what we are. There we go, there's something. 400, still got a long way to go to dig out of this hole. Down 23,000. How many of these coins do I need on screen at once? 5, 6? To enter a bonus game? How can that... so many wilds on the screen. It was such a good setup and then nothing. Rizzo, that's not how you spell Mikey. That's Mickey Mouse. Mewtwo says the $5 cravings box is gone. I don't know what that is, but the fact that we're losing dollar menus left, right, and center, any kind of meal deals like that, that's just the inflation. It's just getting to us. You guys know about shrinkflation? That might be even worse than inflation. Because then you feel like you're getting something good and it's just not there. Hey, like and comment, thank you for the blessing. I appreciate you. That looked like it was going to be something. We're lined up 5 rhinos at once. Damn. Tom Cass says, in a decade, the $10 menu is going to be labeled a deal. $10 now is like the standard. There we go. This is going to be the one. It's time to get some exercise. Yes! What is that, free spins? Or is that a bonus game? Because that's going to change what we're doing. Free spins bonus. All right, guys. That's shoulder presses. It's time. It's time. What are we doing? How many? 10 shoulder presses. That's it? All right. Somebody do them with me if you have weights. Ooh, there's going to be some wins. All right, that's a big win. Oh, shit. I just put a hole in my ceiling. God damn it. Now I gotta fix it. Son of a bitch. There's a lower area on my ceiling that I just put a hole in. Alright. There we go. So on a bonus game, we got 1,940. I did win. Okay, so I won 10 times my spin, which means that I do not have to do planks. Okay, we're good. Son of a... Yeah, we might do some drywall work on Homestead Homies. Luckily, it's not a lot of damage. That's good. I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see a black mark there. Oh, I guess I could move a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not deep. It's like a little wound. It'll be all right. Still a pretty dumb error though. It's not a lot. It's more like a dent. It's not a deep hole. All right, but that's good. At least I got the little shoulder pressing. All right, let's continue on because this was much more promising than the other game. It did sound bad, Ant Doc. That sounded like a... Oh boy. As soon as I heard that, I was like, please tell me I did not just put a brand new hole or put a hole in this brand new ceiling. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's put a little spackle on that. Sand it down. Put a little paint on it. For years, like before I owned the house, I didn't know how to do anything. I was the least handy person I've known. But now that I've owned the house, all of a sudden all that becomes so much more important. Knowing how to fix a hole in the wall, how to do some electrical work, even just changing out plugs. A year ago, or about 2 years ago, before I got the house, I would have looked at that and said, I got no idea what I'm doing. I'm not even gonna try. But now all that stuff is easy. I can do that type of electrical work on my own. It's not hard at all. Drywall work, it's not hard either. Back to it. All right, let's see. Austin Collins says he learned how to program a slot machine over the summer. Makes him even more suspicious. Gonna stick to table games. Honestly, my preference usually, like if I have the focus to pay attention, my preference is usually to play table games. But it's, you know, a little harder to do that when you're streaming them. The other Homestead homie is on. He says, don't forget that we replaced a fence and stained it along with the deck. So that I honestly still don't really know how to do because that was mostly you setting up all that stuff. I could probably repair a fence at this point. And I know how to use a paint sprayer. Don't know how to set one up. But I know how to use it once it's all set up. Just need somebody to do the hard part for me. All those wilds, and I got nothing on the screen. Still can't believe I put a mark on that ceiling. All right, 280, there's something. Still got a long way to go to climb out of this hole. And a scatter isn't going to get me there if I'm only winning a little bit. I need to fill this screen. There we go. Something like that. I need a few of those. Fill the screen with rhinoceros is what I need. Jake, you know, it's funny you bring that up. I think, I have a theory. Oh, well, we'll come back to that theory. Let's see. No scatter. I have a theory with how fast the prices of phones are rising, I think it's actually cheaper to frequently trade in your phone for a new one instead of waiting until your current phone is obsolete and then upgrading. That sounds crazy, but the way phones are, this phone right now, brand new, it was like $1,500, something like that. And by the time this one is obsolete, the iPhone 20 or 2X, whatever they're gonna call it, is gonna be like $2,000. Even a cheap Android is gonna be, well over $1,000. The way to do things used to be, use your phone until it's obsolete and it's no good anymore. Then get a new one. You're gonna save a lot more money. But I'm thinking, if you go from an iPhone 14 Pro Max to an iPhone 15 Pro Max, I think that's only gonna end up costing you $200, $300 around Christmas time. Oh, hold on, we gotta do more. So you're gonna spend $300 a year to continuously upgrade to a brand new phone. I bet if I waited 5 years for this to go obsolete, I'd have to buy a brand new phone by trading in nothing, and it's going to end up costing me more money than if I traded in frequently. That's my theory, and I'm going to test this out this year by seeing around Christmas time when they're doing the promotions. I'm going to see. I bet you they'll give me almost the cost of this phone right back in cash to buy the next upgrade. Austin Collins, save loaded. Oh, here we go. 600, that's a good win. Kenneth brings up a good question. He says, do I think J-Pow is going to raise rates in the next meeting after today's CP lie? I don't know. I didn't even catch it. What is the CPI? I got to see. All right, the market is up. That's good. Inflation data came in hot, it says. We're facing more inflation, guys. What is it? Headline prices are rising 0.6 month over month, 3.7 annualized. Yeah, that's a little hot. I think it's a lot more than Jay Powell was hoping for. I think he will raise rates. And I think that's going to be great for everybody except those who need cheap rates to buy a new house. I think we're going in the wrong direction. Home buying is going to continue trending down until rates start reversing. DS is asking me, Mickey, what is the opinion on buying new cars, yay or nay? So, last year, around this time, when prices of cars were higher than they've ever been, used cars, everything, there was no negotiation to happen. You were buying it at sticker and you might get a little bit of wiggle room. It was the worst time to buy cars ever. My wife's car completely broke down at a red light. It was like irreparable. You couldn't do anything about it. We needed to get a new car. So we got one that was about 3 years old. And big SUV, $38,000. More money than I planned on spending on a car ever in life. Now that car is probably worth about $27,000. So prices of cars have come down, but I think now is the time to stick to used. Otherwise, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg. The average car, I think, right now is over 30 grand brand new. It's not that much cheaper when it's used, but I would not be spending 30 grand for anything other than like a big SUV or a truck. Not getting any luck on these bonuses. 45 minutes in, I did 10 shoulder presses. Yeah, Mark, I think you're right. It's 25 bips. Good prediction. Missed the bonus, dang. Yeah, I think JP might be right. Home prices are going to start rocketing again. Nobody's selling. People are waiting on the sidelines for rates to drop. Yeah, I can buy that. I mean, right now, I'm oh, here we go. Bonus game. Yes.
Hold and win bonus.
All right, let's do it. And then we got to do our 15 push-ups. All right, so as these things fall down, you're going to get restored to 3 respins every time something hits. So there we go. Now we're all back on 3. It looks like we're winning our wager on every one of these. Or like a 4x as you win 4 times your spin amount. Maybe we'll hit one of these, the grand prize, major, mini, all right. If you fill up the screen, it looks like you get a really huge bonus. 12 times. There's a good one. Once it goes down to 1, I'm usually assuming that you're not going to get anything back. Ah, we just missed it. It looked like it was going to stop. Yeah, if we hit the grand, the freeloader challenge is a success. No, nothing. Oh, we got one more. Yes! There it is. We're alive. We're going to fill that screen. Alright, why is there there's like a bonus thingy going on here. Alright, 3 more to grand bonus. Alright, 1 left. I love how it like heats it up. Like, there's something special about this one. No, this is our last chance here. Alright. No enormous bonuses, but we got something good there. Look at that. With that 12x, this is a good win. So, also 15 push-ups. Everybody do them. Bonus gain is push-ups. Alright, 45 minutes in. Done 10 shoulder presses, put a hole in the ceiling, and 15 push-ups. Alright, let's see how much that actually turns into. 33? Okay, that was good. Still got a long way to go, though. Need a couple more of them. A couple of good scatters, too. Let's keep it going. Is my mic still muted? It seems to keep muting itself. What I meant to say was, what I was trying to say was there's going to be 40-year mortgages soon. So that means more people are going to be able to afford houses. You just got to pay them off. Don't stay in debt forever. Make direct payments to principal. Did you know if you make one payment to principal each year, just pay off an extra month, it shaves like 20% off of your total payment, which if you're talking about a $500,000 house is $100 grand. It saves you a lot by making an extra annual payment, an extra monthly payment annually. So you're making 13 monthly payments a year, saves you a ton. Kenneth Medina, what state are you in? 10-year auto loan, man. I would not want that. That's a depreciating asset. You're in debt for 10 years, and at the end of that 10 years, it's going to be almost time for a new car. I've heard about that too, Homestead Homies, making your payments bi-weekly instead of once a month. Somehow it stops interest from accruing or something like that. I needed one more. Alright, that's a good win though right there. Should be a few hundred. Good. You guys want to stick with this game or do you want to move on to another one? This one's been good. But I'm looking for something with frequent bonuses, like the Bloodsuckers game. Goose, yes, you can pay whatever you want towards the mortgage beyond the minimum. You should. Just make sure you're indicating that you're not making an extra monthly payment, but that you are making a payment direct to principal. Oh, there's a good win. See, it wanted me to stay. Gave me 560. Alright, I'm not authorized for Space Cowboy. I could do Madam Destiny, Lucky Panda. How about Big Bass Bonanza? I'm gonna do Big Bass Bonanza. Let's find out about that game. Let's see what Big Bass Bonanza has in store for us. Alright, let's see. How do we play this game? So, we've got a wild, scatter, appears on all reels, okay. Alright, the big one that we want to hit the lures, the fishing gear is the good one. Alright, free spins. It looks like, is there coin symbol? Alright. Okay, so there's only free spins in this one, which means for us, shoulder presses. There's no like proper bonus game. I'm good with that. Alright, now where's my autoplay button? Alright, there we go. That's a good start. No. Looked like we were going to have a big hit there. Lex Lauer, no, it's not from referrals. Referrals don't count toward the freeloader challenge. So, Mark, there is a misconception that if you pay off your mortgage too quickly, the bank somehow fines you. Like you have to pay money to the bank. That only applies if you pay it off within like the first year or something. Like if you take out a loan and then almost immediately, pay it off, then yeah, there's like an early payment fee or something like that. But no, you do not just get fees because the bank missed out on interest payments. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, I don't know. There might be some places in the world where they still charge you that, but when I was getting my mortgage, and this was only a year ago, the early payment fee was only if you paid it off within like a year or two. I think that's just because the banks need to make something on doing the work, or else they'll get mad at you. Like if they set up all this financing plan, and then there's no interest to be paid, then they don't make any money. They just wasted all their time. So I think they're just incentivizing for you to not take out loans when you don't need them. But you could also wind up in a situation where you just hit it big, or you inherit a bunch of money and suddenly pay off your house. There'll be some penalty, and it's not even a big one. It's like 5% of the interest they would have made or something like that. So that is not one of the things I'd be worried about when you're making extra payments to your house. We're gonna hit that scatter already? No, dang, I wanted it. Come on, where's my scatter? Nope, still no scatter. Man, we can't get lucky. Is my mic muted or not? I can't tell. It keeps tapping. No bonuses yet from this one. I'm kind of jonesing for some more exercise here. Not meant to be. Why am I not getting like the 2000s, or am I? No, I'm only getting 600. I think you got to be in the bonus games to get all these extra ones. Still none. Mark, why do you want to do Japanese real estate? I think that's like one of the least favored countries for real estate investing because the population keeps shrinking. Maybe if you're like in Tokyo the whole time, then maybe you'd be all right. So we're now down 33,000 FC. But at least there's no lag, so that's nice. Sarosh says, in Japan, real estate depreciates over time, yeah. That's the thing I'm thinking. I wouldn't want to buy real estate in a place where it's expected to depreciate in value. Marx, it sounds like he just wants to live in Japan. You can do that without being a real estate investor there. I know it's kind of hard to do that. I think Japan is one of the hardest countries to actually get residency in any kind of permanent sense. Jonah, your confidence is inspiring. You know, there's places in the US where you can, if you are willing to build a house, you can get land for free. There's a lot of places like in those flyover states, like, I don't know, central, I don't know, Nebraska and stuff like that. I think way out there, maybe not Utah anymore. But I think Nebraska is one of them, South Dakota, anything like that. They'll give you land if you agree to build a house on it. And I've seen things like that before. People are like, why don't you just do that for the freeloader challenge instead of buying a rundown house in a city? And the reason I don't want to do that is because, one, I think you actually have to live there. You're not allowed to just rent it out. And second, because it's you have to build the house yourself. not yourself, but you have to pay for the construction of the house yourself, which is probably going to run you a lot more money than if you were to just buy something and renovate it. Let's see, still got all right, we're 100 spins in, haven't had a serious payout yet. Mark, you're saying you can get a house in Japan for 30K? If so, I'm about to change my my perspective here on how to handle this this freeloader challenge. So Bob Bobson, you don't have to deplete your FC by playing through it. Like if you have 1,000 FC and you were to spin through it 10 FC at a time, then you need to do 100 spins. You don't have to, and you would be able to redeem whatever you have at the end of that. You don't have to deplete your FC. That wouldn't make any sense. You'd never be able to redeem anything. What is a remote metro seem like in Japan? Because I picture Japan being either like mountainous streams or a city, and like maybe some rice paddy in between, but like not a ton of open space. Could this be our win with the scatter? Nope. It ain't gonna happen. Knew it. The free spins, they say, are supposed to be pretty high payouts though. I figure I can win the freeloader challenge, like I can end it if I have like 30,000, 40,000. That should be enough. I think 40,000 is a nice safe amount. I'm probably pretty close to that already, but I deducted a lot of my my payouts from the freeloader challenge and moved it over to personal income. Because if I'm not willing to share how I made the money, then it shouldn't count toward the freeloader challenge. And my record keeping, honestly, not that strong. There was thousands of dollars unaccounted for within the freeloader challenge wallets. It was all in my personal stuff, and I'm supposed to be moving it back and forth. I said, forget it. I'm just going to start fresh, and I'm going to whatever's in my freeloader challenge wallets. That's what's going to stay there. That's what's going to count toward the freeloader challenge. All that stuff that's mixed in with my personal, just keep it personal. Otherwise, I'd probably be pretty close right now. I think at this point I'm below 10,000 after those deductions. Jonas says it's guaranteed 20x. You win in free spins, so that's pretty good. John Smith wants me to play roulette. I have Liam. I had to be my own accountant because my accountant fired me. You know how hard it is to get fired by your accountant? But he's like, no, I'm not doing your taxes anymore, man. That's why I'm incorporating now, becoming an S corp. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to manage tax. Yeah, unfortunately there's no roulette on fortune coins anymore. Still other table games though. Bob Bobson, you cannot do that on fortune coins. On stake, you do not have to play through your daily dollars. My editor messaged me, but he sent it as a voice message. So I'm not sure what his progress is on the video, because I needed editing support for the latest one. It looks like the market is up, though. That's nice. It's unexpected, too. Oh, did you guys know there's also a... Oh, Kenneth Medina says, Mikey, you use any high-yield savings accounts? Any YA? So he's asking any that I recommend. Uses a Discover, they pay 4.21%. Yeah, I think I've got about 4.21% at Valley Bank. That's a local bank in New Jersey that I had when it was when I was a kid. But if you sign up online, they give you, I think it was close to like 4.5. Now you're getting interest rates that are higher than 5 now. I mean, there's some banks they'll give you like 5.1. I think Robinhood and Webull, they give you like 4.9% on your cash balances. And you can get treasuries that are above 5, I'm pretty sure. Like a 3-year treasury, I think. Or it's pretty darn close, it's above 5. So you can get a good amount from these. But they're also subject to change. You know, you can get a 6-month bond, and I think those are like 4.5% right now. But at the end of those 6 months, what's the rate going to be? Is it going to be higher or lower? It's called reinvestment risk. So Isaac, he's saying, how complex do my taxes have to be before the guy whose job it is to figure it out fires you? So he didn't fire me. He just said he doesn't want to do them anymore and respectfully declined. So it's pretty darn close to getting fired. The problem is that my taxes, I don't have a job. There's no W-2 that comes in. It's all 1099s. It's all like this and that, crypto here and there. I got to figure out what I received, and I never really know what it is. I got to make estimated tax payments when I don't even know how to estimate what I'm going to get for the year. It's a pain. And plus, I wasn't even an S-Corp, which means that it's more difficult to figure out what I can deduct and everything. So it usually takes me several days of painstaking labor to figure it out. That's why I'm starting to make some changes now. Like, I'm in the process. I finally set up some business accounts and all that. Jake says, do I play video games? Only mobile games occasionally, mostly from free cash. I still can't hit that daggone scatter. Dang. Down bad. This is the part where I'm due, right? Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta use the bathroom. Alright, I'm back, and still no bonus game, huh? Nothing. Alright, let's see, what did you guys have to say? I'm doer than due, according to Jonah. Appreciate that. I wish it worked that way, honestly. But random number generators, they don't care about your feelings. Mark says he used to joke, when he can withdraw the money, it will barely be able to afford a cheeseburger. Hey, that's the inflation, bro. And J-Pal's having a hard time keeping it down. Alright, Jake, you're scaring me. He said, will I make a video about Coinbase like I did about Sponge Tech? Oh, you're talking about the stock? No, I didn't lose. No, that was just a bad investment. Bad investments happen. You know, you get it wrong. I think I lost like 30 grand on it. Which, I mean, while painful, it wasn't like that was half of my net worth like it was when I traded Sponge Tech back in 2009. Losing money on Sponge Tech, that was a lesson learned for me. Coinbase was just buying into a speculative stock at the top and then cashing out the remainder later. Yeah, I mean, that hurt, but that wasn't the, that didn't have the psychological impact that Sponge Tech did. Raymond, do not worry at all about that. No, Chiefy, it's not 155k. It's 100 to 1. So that's about, this is redeemable to about 1,530. Can it be time? Will we finally get to do some exercise? Nope, still nothing. Hey, I'm not hitting enough bonuses on this game to be satisfied. It's been over an hour, and all I got so far was 15 push-ups and 10 shoulder presses, and a hole in the ceiling. Adrian, go to userinterviews.com, hivemind.zone, and focusgroup.com. Those are your best ones. Yeah, FC is what you can turn into, is what you can change out for dollars. GC is for gaming only. Not redeemable. You can use it to like see what a game is. Like if you're playing blackjack but you don't really know how to play, you can just use the GC. And that way you can like experience the game, figure out how it works. Oh, I got the scatters. Yes. Hey, scatter. That's shoulder presses, because it's going to be free spins, I think, right? Yeah, 10 free spins. All right, shoulder presses, guys. If you got weight, use it. Make sure you don't put any holes in your ceiling. Oh, hey, big win. All right. Still going. So what do I gotta do? I gotta get 3 of those fish on screen to get the cash? 600, okay. Oh, I need this guy on screen, okay. That's good. I need that guy on screen again so I can get some more free spins. Now, how do I get that fisherman, dude? Alright, there's something. 6,000, that would have been nice. Mr. Fisherman's letting me down. Oh, there he is, 240, okay. All right, 82, that's good. What does that bring me to? It's slowly ticking up. 160, all right, still down 40. We're gonna need a few more of those scatters. That was good though. That was a fun one. Yeah, Jonah, that 240k fish, that would have been awfully nice. It's like, I don't even know what to make of that. After that first one, all I got was like those guppies. But now I know, like this big bass bonanza can get you a good return. You gotta hit those scatters though. We'll give this one a little bit. Maybe if we do one more bonus, and then I'll move on to one of the next ones. We'll do Keishin Prosperity next. I think Keishin is like one of those Chinese gods of money or something like that. That'd be a good one. That's a good omen. It's all random number generators, Austin Collins. There's no such thing as getting close. It's either a hit or it's not. The thing about random number generators is that they don't go up and down on like some slider. It's just literally random numbers being spit out. So if you're off by 1 from a jackpot, that's just as good as being off by 1,000 from a jackpot. Oh, can we get another scatter? Nope. It won't be. So it seems like a lot of people are interested in this daily dollar, redeeming FC, all that. You can play these games with FC without having to put any of your own money into it. Am I going to get a scatter here? No. Every day that you log in, you will get at least 100 FC, which you can redeem for $1. You have to play through it, but you can do 10 FC spins to play through it. You don't have to put down the entire 100 on a game. See, and you very well can. You never have to deposit your own money into any of these things. You don't have to buy gold coins with the FC attached to it. You don't have to do that at all. You can just receive the free daily allowance and use that to play. You never actually have to make a purchase at all in the game. And that's what I started doing. Just take your 100, play through, and of course you can't redeem without hitting the minimum. And I think the minimum here is 5,000 FC, so that would redeem to a minimum of 50. But over the course of 2 months, you can presumably get enough that you can redeem without having ever made a purchase in the app at all. Now they do have good bonuses for new players. If you make a purchase, you'll get like an additional bonus on your first one, but you don't have to do that. Hobart Woods said they capped him on the daily dollars. Gets to 25 and then has to do the lucky wheel to cash out more than 50. Yeah, haven't experienced that personally. I don't know what that's about. Alright, getting a little exhausted of the Big Bass Bonanza. I like that one scatter, but you don't hit them very often in this game. Alright, let's move on. What do you guys think? We'll do one more game, and then we'll take lunch break, because I got some Chinese food that I'm ready to go for. Alright, how about Kaishin Prosperity? Anybody familiar with that game? Or Kaishin? I'm not sure how to say it. Kaishin of Prosperity. Oh, this is the classic one. This is like the mascot for fortune coins. All right, let's ask Kaishin to bring us back up because we kind of need it. All right, good. No lag. We're in the zone. I think this is one of those drop-down things where if you hit a bunch of those coins on screen at once, you'll get more. You'll get the opportunity for that. Or no, it's this thing. Okay, get a few of them on screen, and they'll start dropping down more coins. Mark says, by the way, some industry news. There will be more chip news announced next year, which may affect NVIDIA and other AI stocks. Basically, China is able to make 5 nanometer chips at a loss in mass production. Okay. I mean, I believe that they can do that. I'll tell you what I'm interested, though, is all the lithium that's been recently found in the U.S. I thought it was already common knowledge that there was a bunch of lithium that we weren't mining, but this must be something new. Otherwise, it wouldn't have made the news like it did. I think there's some country that's working on or some company working on 2 nanometer chips. Like, you're pushing the boundaries of physics at that point. And when I was first reading about this stuff, they're talking about like the difference, the space between electrons in like the third electron cloud is the size of these chips, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, how do you work on it? None of your tools are small enough. Like, you have to use chemistry to make chips at that point. Like, you can't physically use anything to move a chip that's the size of like a few electrons. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know, Mark. How do you say it? Kaishin? I think that's a bonus game right there. All right, that's free spins. So that is shoulder presses. No, this is a bonus game. That's not free spins. That's a bonus game. So 15 push-ups. Wow, I really got nothing additional. No added ones. All right, 3,200. That's still pretty good. I think it's actually the second highest payout. Need a few more of those ones. What's that going to put me at? Back to 60? Yeah, pretty much. No, back to 57. Okay. All right, so it's, according to the person whose username is written mostly in Chinese, it is pronounced Kaishen or Kaishen. I don't know how fast I'm supposed to say it. Kaishen. Like how you would pronounce chai without the H. So Kaishen. I don't know anything about Chinese. Ni hao and samaya. That's all I know. Ni hao, Xi Jinping. That's all I got. All right, so you guys are talking about the chips, saying that chip companies are using electron tunneling, where you can lose data because of random quantum spin basically falling off the wire. So there is a limit to chip size. All right, that mostly made sense. Kind of know what you're talking about. Below 28 nanometer space can affect our chips already. Isn't it common that people are using like 8 nanometer chips in some of our electronics? I mean, think how small a nanometer is. I mean, you're like fractions of a nanometer. It's wild. Extreme lithography, so you're using light to create that? It's crazy. All right, Mark, so you read Kai like you are combining C-A and I like in ABC. So you're not saying C-A-I. You're talking about like Kaishin, whatever. I'm done with that. It's Kaishin now. All right, let me get another bonus so I get some more exercise. My chai is closer, so what? Kaishin? I'll look it up later. Hey, JP actually won something. Don't give it back now. Cash out. Hey, there we go. Another bonus game. All right, 15 push-ups, everybody. Now, I'll tell you what, Kaishin is being a little stingy on these bonus games. Yeah, it hasn't added anything to the initial one. Austin says they're using a lot of broken up parts in our electronics. So if your i7 doesn't work out correctly, you call it an i5 and it works fine. Oh, that's a little weird. I guess you need like a physics and chemistry major to be able to do something like that. Single event upset. Huh. Weird. All right. I never heard of that before, but I don't know a whole lot about computers and electronics to begin with. I've always fundamentally been a stock market person. Speaking of which, the stock market seems to lack direction today. It was down at about 10 o'clock. It was up pretty good, 1/3%, around 11:30. Now it's starting to come back off again. Nada. Space particles can screw up your electronics. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I just buy shares. You never have to worry about all that. That looked like it would be a good win. All right. Teasing me with a bonus again. No. I don't know why Kai-Shen keeps... he's giving me the bonuses, but then when the cascading coins actually start coming down, out of 8 spins, haven't hit a single one yet. The weights mustard are on the bed. Those are only for free spins, though. It's push-ups for a bonus game. Yeah, Isaac, if Jeppy just went straight up and to the right, then a straight line to the right and he's up. Yeah. Jeppy, I think it's overestimated a lot. People look at it as this kind of like blended growth and income instrument, and it is, but it's still probably going to underperform any real growth stock. Like, you're not going to beat the S&P with Jeppy unless the market is like completely flat, which is pretty rare. I do own a lot of Jeppy, but that's because I don't have a job. So if something were to happen, I need to make sure I've got my income behind me. Mustard Pocket, he's accusing me of clickbait. He says there's no weights. What kind of workout is this when there's no weights? What I could do is I could do curls in the meantime. That's not going to take away from my stamina and other stuff. Curls aren't exactly the premier exercise, but I could do a few. We're going to have to do one at a time, though. Like a preacher curl kind of thing. Kind of harder to find the position than I thought it would be. Kai-Shen's got to give me another bonus here. Or Kai-Shen. Dank Lounge, it's kind of my job. I used to be in the Army. Now that was a fun but demanding job. Let me switch arms. So Rob SVOL. I'm not sure with that one. Let me look up SVOL. I'm not familiar with that. Simplified Volatility Premium ETF. So is this another covered call thing? This is a new one. Purchases or sells futures contracts, call options, and put options. Purchases or sells... Okay, that's different. Pretty high yield, but I don't know. If it's purchasing call options, that's very, very different than selling call options. Most of these ones I see, they do, like they'll sell covered calls, which is nice. Ooh, did I get 6? No, I only got 5. Dang. This is kind of hard to balance. Can't do preacher curls on a knee. All right, sounds like Mustard Pocket is pleased, though. He knows I'm actually lifting now. Dumbbell flies? I don't know. I mean, I could try dumbbell flies, but... Oh, Rob O's. Is it shorts the VIX? Okay. Pretty high risk investment there. I don't know. It doesn't really sound like my thing. Oh, there's a good win. Look at that, 620. Mostly from those wilds going all the way across. Or the fans with the wild in it. Yeah, Mark, the Army was honestly kind of one of the best professional decisions I could have made. And I think it's something that more people need to look at. Like, if you're in your early 20s, you really don't know what to do, you can't afford or you don't want to go to school. I don't know why people are opposed to joining the Army. You don't have to walk around Baghdad with a shotgun to be in the military. I mean, you could be like a dental hygienist. And I kind of wanted to make a video on that at one point, like talking about how to, I don't want to say freeload the military, but how to join the military without having to do the hardest jobs. That way you get all the benefits without having to do the most challenging part of the work. Take a break from curls. In a few minutes here, we'll take a lunch break. We can talk about whatever you guys want to. Freeloader challenge, market, chair force, yes. Devotherapist, whatever. You can join probably the Space Force now is even more so. The shamtastic side of things than the chair force. But yeah, you don't have to join the Marines to get the military benefits. You can join the Space Force now. You can even join like the National Oceanic Association or something. Like you're not going to go fight war if that's what you want to avoid. Yeah, you guys seem to like the Air Force. What about the Space Force? I mean, don't pass on that one. I think that's probably the way to go. Until the Martians show up. Yeah, good point. All right, where's my big win, Cation? Like, help me out here, man. I think the real freeload of the military, this is how I would do it if I can go back in time. Right out of high school, I would join, now as it exists, the Space Force as a dental hygienist. I'd go to dental hygiene school for free, become a dental hygienist for a few years, and then it's called green to gold in the Army. In Space Force, maybe it's blue to gold. I think that's Air Force, or like whatever the color scheme is for Space Force. We'll say blue to gold. Do that. They will send you to college to become an officer. Now you're going through ROTC. You can do what's called ed delay, and they'll send you to medical school to become a dentist. So now you've been a dental hygienist. You go through college, pre-med. They pay for you to go to dental school. Now you are a dentist in the Space Force. You are not going to leave major installations. You're not going to go fight aliens. You're not going to Mars. All right, you're going to go be a dentist, all paid for completely by the military. You have no debt because they paid for it all. And you've got an entire GI Bill, which if you want to go for like a master's or PhD or something, you can do that. Or you can give it to your kids or your spouse, all that stuff. And plus you're still, even though you're a dentist, you're going to have some VA benefits after. You might not get, total disability benefits, but you'll get something. Yeah, it's a direction. I don't think enough people are looking at it. Optometry, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Gap, I was in the Army for just a little bit longer than you were, and I don't regret the military. I definitely don't regret the military. I don't regret the Army necessarily, because it had its moments, but I was also a paratrooper Even though I was an intel specialist, I was in mostly infantry units. It's a lot of work. It's pretty demanding. But you don't have to do all that. You can do it the easier way. If the aliens need dental work, you can provide it. You would actually be one of the first people to do it, which would be fascinating. They might even cut you in on their technology, which would be really good. I don't know, Mark, would you want alien chicks if they had them? Maybe if they could wear human costumes. All right, we're gonna get a bonus. I thought we were getting there. All right, we'll do we'll do until 12:15, and then I'm going to have the leftovers. It'll be appropriate because I'm having Chinese food playing Keishen. Optometry is also good according to Devout Therapist. Devout Therapist? I don't know how to say his name. JP Hamlis, his first contact with aliens is because they have a cavity. What did you guys see the like, what are they called? The leakers, the whistleblowers, that alien stuff. I didn't watch it at all. But there was the guy on TV giving testimony to Congress about the alien programs he was working on. That looked like it was going to be a big win. What are we at, 260? Okay, that's something. Man, I'm down over 50,000 FC right now. This is the deepest hole ever that I've been in, at least. Got to hit that grand prize. Gap was a Cav Scout in 4 years, and then 2 became 96 Hotel MI Radar Tech. Okay, I've never heard of that before. 96 Hotel. I've never heard of that. Is that brand new or very old? DS says, Mickey, what's your opinion on electric cars? Dude, I would love to get an electric car for myself. Are you talking about electric car stocks or actual electric cars? But as far as electric cars, I would love to have one because the death knell for any gas-powered car is like a transmission blowing or something wrong with your fuel rail and they don't even know what it is. Like a timing belt breaking or a timing chain rusting out and breaking. That's what kills a car. And I would love to have a car that does not have an engine in it so that I never have to fix the engine again. I think they have some kind of transmission, but it's not anything like it's not like a CVT. Or like you're not gonna have a camshaft. I don't know. I don't know how electric cars work as far as their engines go, but they have an electric motor and there's some kind of transmission, and it's not nearly as likely to break as an internal combustion engine's setup. So I would love to have one of those, but the big problem is that one, they're like twice the price of a comparable gas car, which is already a problem, and second, you have to replace the battery eventually, which is going to be a huge expense. I think once that gets better, then yeah, I would love to have an electric car. But they're getting more affordable and they're getting more accessible ways to fuel up, charge your car. So why rush to get one unless you feel like you need one? Eventually, I'm sure I will make that switch, probably before a lot of people will. And cars now, even the ICE cars, they're getting harder and harder to work on. So it's not like the old days where you can change your own spark plugs. You can do that now, but it's a lot more challenging than it used to be. So even with getting an internal combustion engine, you're most of the time still going to need professional work on it anyway. So I don't think there's that big of a difference in the cost over the lifetime of the car, but you avoid the headache of my transmission blew at 110,000 miles, the car is now toast. So that's why I like electric cars. I think they're going to be the right move. It's still a little pricey right now. I have a townhouse, so I don't have a garage that I can go and charge up in. Once I have that, it'll be a lot more accessible to actually charge your car. Right now, I'd have to run an extension cord from my house out across a sidewalk, or I'd have to bury it under the sidewalk to get to my car, and I'm not really trying to do that. All right, what are you guys talking about? All right, so where's the dumbbells? According to somebody, more plates, more dates. I only have 25-pound dumbbells. That's it. I just do high rep. Ballin says, electric cars having so much circuitry is paving the way for so much manufacturer BS. Also, battery repair is near impossible. You'd have to replace the battery. But I think that's getting better. Like they're getting better about making new batteries accessible versus where they used to be years ago. I think it's just going to continue going in that trend, that electric cars are going to be getting cheaper, easier to repair. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of BS in there. I don't want a self-driving car. But I do, well, not, at least not in its current state. But I do want a car that has no engine in it. I think that would be great. Gap says he was in Class 1. It was the J-STARS Joint Surveillance Something radar system. Air Force sent the radar telemetry data for vehicles back to the U.S. ground. That is a specific job. So you were in a J-STARS, running radars in a J-STARS. Did you have to wear like a breathing apparatus in a J-STARS? I think those things go up like really, really high. Nicholas is challenging me. He says, do some curls. All right, I'll do it. And Ethan says, that being said, the companies that installed EV infrastructure are making bank. Yeah, well, who should we be buying? I don't want any more Tesla. I'll do some curls. This is just for Nicholas Richards. What are you guys talking about PMC? Private military contractors? I would not want to work as a private military contractor. You'll die and nobody will even know that you existed. That's not my jam. I think the bigger problem, though, is you get basically used as a legal mercenary. I don't know. That's not something I want to get into. Maybe if I knew I was going to live forever, it would be one of the things I want to experience. But even in the military, they have you're in the captain's course. People come and they're trying to recruit for like special forces and SOAR programs, like people that jump in the middle of the night into foreign countries. Like ignoring the fact that you actually have to get into it, like even ignoring the training pipeline. Do you really want to do that type of work? I think a lot of people would instinctively say yes, but then when you're actually doing it, I don't know. It doesn't sound like something I would want to do. Even assuming I could get in, I don't know. Not me. Leave that to the real motivated people. You guys want me to do dumbbell flies? I don't know if I can really do that while also paying attention. You wouldn't be able to see me. I'd be on the floor doing it. I don't have a bench in here. Rob O says, electric cars and hybrids depend on your driving. They're great if you do a decent amount of city driving, but ICE is better for mostly highway interstate travel. All right, that's new information for me. But I do most of my traveling in and around suburbs and cities anyway. Mostly. I mean, you still run into the problem where if you need to charge when you're on a long road trip, it's going to be a long charge. You got to stop for an hour or more. Oh, Gap says he did not need space apparatus because he wasn't actually in the J-STARS. The plane swept the battlefield. They received the data. All right, so you were interpreting J-STARS information. You weren't actually in a J-STARS doing it. That information was being transmitted to you on the ground or in another aircraft somewhere. Man, Cation is stingy. This looked like it would be a big win between the lotus flowers and the fish, the koi or goldfish, whatever that is. Yeah, Ballin does kind of bring up a good point. Like, in the next major war, there's going to be so much like commercial economics involved that the military might be like a secondary characteristic. Like, what's the U.S. going to do without chips? And I know there was the entrepreneurial politician Vivek Ramaswamy. Sounded like one of his priorities was to get the U.S. off of independence or off of dependence on Taiwan for chips. I mean, I would love to do that anyway, just from a security perspective. Some of his other policies I'm not exactly excited about. Like, how do you want to abolish the FBI? I mean, like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, Gap, sounds like you probably weren't too far away from what I was doing in the military. I was usually in a windowless box for a while. Usually wasn't inside a vehicle, but a windowless box nonetheless. Oh, 272, there's a good one. Where's all the guys saying I'm due? Like, I'm down 55,000 FC. Painful. Last time I did this, I ended up coming out with like a 3,200 gain. I don't think I'm coming back from this one this time. It's just a bad run. That's the thing about random number generators. They can be fickle. Personally, I think the next war is mostly going to be done with drones. And on the ground, I think we're going to have drones on the ground too. Like, they're not going to be just aircraft anymore. Darius, Fizzy, iGamble, thank you very much. Who else is due, Darius? What I need, like, I don't even think a big win is what's going to dig me out of this. Unless I hit, like, one of those massive ones, which is exceedingly unlikely. I think I need a good streak of luck. I thought I was going to be the one. Who else is due, Darius? Your wife? So I'm not authorized. Here's the choices. I can do Hot Triple Sevens, Lucky Panda, Fruit Smash, or Coin Quest 2. I can also do Gates of Olympus and Madame Destiny, but I think those are pretty buggy. Maybe Fruit Smash. Do you guys do Fruit Smash? Or Coin Quest? I don't know about those ones. Ha! Daria says these nuts are due. Well, you're alone right now, aren't you? So you're good whenever. I need a screen full of wilds. That would be good. This, all right, more of these. More of those 412s. That's about a 4x. Speaking of 4x, how is the dollar reacting to the inflation data? Now, roulette is gone. Ever wondered why? Yeah, roulette is no longer available on Fortune Coins. What about Fruit Smash? I think Cation is leaving me. He's leaving me high and dry. 24. All right, let's go on to Fruit Smash. Let's try that one because that sounds like a fun game. Fruit Smash. All right, I don't know why Fruit Smash isn't working. Oh, there we go. Fruit Smash. Oh no, something went wrong. All right, let's try. All right. Let's try Super Fruit Smash. Super Fruit Smash. Let's try that one. Okay. Oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Fortune Coins is having a difficult time. If the game was in the middle of an ongoing round, it can be replayed after a new session has been started. All right, so it looks like it's going to make me go back to Cation, play another one of these because it was in the middle of something. It's kind of weird, but let's see. Vlad on YouTube, did I say I don't have a job? No, I haven't had a job in, not a real one. Unless you want to count YouTubing as a job, which you can do. All right, I don't know what's going on here, but Fruit Smash does not want to cooperate. So let's try a different one. Let's try Coin Quest 2. Oh, man. Restart the client. Should I just like... I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like Cation... All right, we got to let this one go a little bit more, apparently. Not really sure what the issue is, but it's demanding more from us. Cation won't allow us to play other games. Maybe that's because we're due. But the other games are gumming up. Let's try again. We'll give Cation a little bit more love and see if it'll release other games. I don't know what happened. It says if the game was in the middle of an ongoing round, it can be replayed after a new session has been restarted. Restart the client. I don't know. Jake asks, what is the drunkest I've ever been? That's a good question. The drunkest I've ever been? probably while getting hazed. I couldn't really stand anymore. But I think that goes true for everybody. The drunkest you're going to be is probably when you're getting hazed. Because you don't have a choice. You just got to keep going. That would be in college, not hazed in the military. They don't haze people. All right, Cation still being stingy. Let's turn this one off and see if he will allow us to play something else. I don't know what's going on here. Man, it's like it's... All right, let's hit the pause button real quick and see if I can get this thing back up and running. I don't know what happened, but something here is a mess. And we could also take our break now, and I can enjoy some Chinese food because I'm getting pretty hungry. Anyway, I know most of you guys are also stock traders, so what's the move right now? What are your guys' stock plays? All right. Unfortunately, guys, I don't know if what the issue is here, but it's not letting me. But it's not letting me play anything. I don't know. I could try some more games. Let's see if it'll let me go back to Big Bass. All right, it's letting me play that one. I don't know. Maybe those games I was picking just weren't working. Let's try one more. Coin Quest isn't working. Fruit Smash isn't working. We could do Lucky Panda or Hot 777. Let's do Hot 777. Let's try this one. What is Tijul, Mark? You've said that a couple of times now. What are we doing with Tijul? Oh, hey. 3,000 spin. What is T-Joule? I'm kind of interested in seeing about that. All right. Bob Bobson says, whatever is the highest percent gainer on my gap scanner in the morning. So you're a real momentum trader then. No, it's an ETF. All right. T-Joule is an ETF. Let's see. What is T-Joule? T-Joule. Innovator ETFs. So this is kind of like one of those ARK ETF type things. 80% of assets into flexible exchange options that reference the S&P. Flex options are exchange-traded option contracts with uniquely customizable terms. The fund is non-diversified. Net assets in flexible exchange options. Yeah, I don't really know what that's referring to, honestly. It sounds a little bit of a black box. Don't buy it, just copy it. Dude, at this point, I'm strictly a Strangles seller and shareholder. And for me, that's been like the most successful way to do it. Nothing complicated. Just sell Strangles and buy shares with the premium. ETFs only. So we're talking index ETFs and dividend ETFs. That's it. David Budd is all in on uranium. Spot price is holding over 60 a pound. A lot of junior miners can contract at a profit now. Tailwinds are all intact. Supply is low. Demand is growing. What do you make of, isn't this in Niger or Niger, the military takeover has somehow raised the price of uranium since they're refusing to sell it at discounted prices to the Europeans, especially the French. So Mark, why is the S&P, why not just buy the S&P then? Why even bother with T-Joule? So when I'm trading options, usually on my main account, which is at Merrill, and then I've got additional accounts where I don't really trade options very often on Tasty. I want to learn how to trade trade futures options, like being able to trade a short strangle on what is it, the E-mini, like ES or MES probably. That's better for taxes because you're getting long-term and short-term capital gains tax instead of being strictly short-term capital gains like on my 60-day strangles. But I don't know how. I mean, I probably could figure out how to trade indexed options on indices, but I've never actually done it before, and I think you need about a $5,000 balance before they'll even let you do that. And Merrill will not let me trade futures. Not on their platform anyway. Maybe they have some other way you can do it, but not on the Merrill Edge platform. So there it's been all ETFs. When volatility spikes, I want to... did I just get double wilds and that didn't do anything? When volatility spikes, I just sell 60-day, 16 delta short strangles, and 9 out of 10 times you end up being able to close for 50% profit. But you're only entering those when volatility is high. If it's low, then you run the risk of volatility increasing and hurting your position. So it's not a position that you can get into, frequently. You're talking about entering 1 or 2 a month, typically. Oh, hey, there's a big one there, 972. That's nice. Obviously, a long way to go from here, but. So Oliver Farmer, so the Baltimore Crack House probably going to cost like between $30,000 and $40,000 for something that's relatively livable. Problem is that even though I'm probably have made pretty close to that, a lot of it was money that I'm not going to talk about on YouTube, so I don't count it. And then secondly, I haven't done a good job accounting for what's personal income versus freeloader. So I just took all of it that I wasn't sure about and made it personal income. So I had to deduct quite a bit from my freeloader challenge slush funds. Probably back below 10,000 now if I really added it up. Even though I've probably made like 20,000 off a freeloader challenge, I'm not counting all of it. Might even made more than that, honestly. But it's just being counted as personal income for the most part. Now that I'm getting back on track with some better accounting, we're going to see how those numbers tick up. I think that puts me at maybe a full year away at least. Jake, can I grow a beard? Yes, but I start looking very Arab and I start getting stopped at airports, which makes sense because I'm part Arab. So JP wants the 3K challenge version, 3K challenge back. Dude, honestly, I didn't hate the 3K challenge, but I don't trade like that anymore. So like the way I can make videos is ways that I don't really trade. I don't know. I found it kind of boring ultimately. There's somebody else doing the 3K challenge. He's in our Discord. He already almost doubled his money. It took him a few months. But people ask me all the time if I would be offended if they did a 3K challenge. No, I would not be offended. Go ahead. Do your 3K challenge by all means. David Budd says he's all in on uranium. His whole long portfolio. Took out a loan to get in. I hope you're kidding. Don't take out loans to trade uranium. No regrets 1 year later. That Niger thing made GLATF, Global Atomic share price, drop by 50%. Doubled his position. That's a bold move. Has a lot of exposure to the French market? Mark says he tries to join medical research studies, but he has a seafood allergy, so they always pay him for nothing. The same reason the clinic keeps calling back. Yeah, sometimes those allergies can play into your favor. Like if they're looking for people that have a condition, you can make money off of it. There was a double bar. What was that? It's 360. You can make money off of that. All right. You guys want to try moving on to... You want to go back to Fruit Smash? Let's try going to Fruit Smash. This one is okay, but there's no bonus games, which means I'm not going to get a workout. And that's part of what I wanted to do here. So let's try once again Fruit Smash. No, still nothing, huh? Man. That's too bad. All right. Well, we can go to hot 777s again. We can do Lucky Panda. Let's try this one. I've played this game before and had success in the past. I think this is one of the higher volatility games where you might actually be able to dig your way out of a hole. I want FC. All right. Let's do some auto spins. The French gecko spread is that's a position where you can't make money no matter what happens. Like, you are guaranteed to lose money because you have so many option plays in so many option contracts in play that it's impossible to make money. That's the French gecko. Yeah, Mark, you get lucky on that one. I've been to a few of those before, just a handful of them over the past 2 years, where you can't participate for one reason or another, so they just pay you for the time that you put into applying. I mean, I wish everything did like that. Yeah, Eins, you're, I was a 35 Fox, but officer, so it was 35 Delta. But yeah, pretty much exactly the same MOS. I went to counterintelligence later. Right, I'm getting pretty hungry, so I'm going to grab my Chinese food and then come right back to you guys. And hopefully we're coming back to a bonus game, so I know I got to do a workout. All right, what did I miss? Did I get a bonus game? Yeah, Jolly Mercenary, I will be doing another freeloader challenge soon. My editor, I needed some help, so I sent it off to an editor. He messaged me, but it was a voice message, so I haven't checked it yet. I hope he's telling me that everything's going according to plan, and it should only be a matter of time. Bob, just wait until you get tomorrow's daily bonus. No need to push it. My house is a townhouse, so it's not huge. This room doesn't even count toward the square footage. It's a couple of staircases, Mark. Trying to go fast up and down the stairs. Maybe I gotta work on my cardio. Less weightlifting. Ain's been binge watching the videos the last couple of weeks. Hasn't watched in about a year before. Oh, okay, cool. Why? Because of the dank trades? Channel needs more dank trades? Jake is bringing in fascinating questions. He says, do I enjoy a morning brew? If you mean beer, then yes, sometimes. Maybe once a week. If you mean coffee, then probably twice a week. I used to have caffeine every day. If you want a staircase in your house, then the trick is to live in an apartment. Then you will always have a staircase to go up and down. I gotta say, this is one of the worst runs of luck I think I've ever had. I'm down 64,000 FC. That's like an unheard of streak of bad luck. Still no bonus game. When we bought this house about a year ago, we bought it from the landlord. He wanted $575,000. Now, when interest rates were 2%, that would have been totally fine. That would have been like no big deal. Back when interest was that low, we could have bought $1 million house with the same monthly payment as we're paying now on this one. We counter offered it to $550. He accepted. We're in 2.25. I'm sorry, 2.25. We're in 4.25. Oh, there we go. Bonus game. I'm gonna have to do push-ups. We're in at 4.25% interest on $550,000. That monthly payment is the same as $1 million house at about 2.25%. So it shows you how much interest rates matter. If you want now to be able to get a larger house, you're going to be paying twice as much as when interest rates were half of what they are now, which I guess kind of makes sense. We didn't know how good we had it when interest rates were that low. We could have bought any house we wanted. But my priority was to stay out of debt. And we did that, mostly. But, yep, we got our spins back. I was about to stop and do push-ups. Hey, don't be embarrassed to take gains off, David. Take the money, buy a nice ETF. David Budd with the 100% gain on UEC. Congratulations to David. I don't even know what that stock is, but sounds like a uranium thing. I think I did own uranium stocks at one point. I think it was like UUU was the ticker. It was like a uranium ETF. Back during the 2021 hype boom. All right, decent win. Nothing huge. Got a 1,000 on there. That's good. Bonus game, 15 push-ups, everybody. Hey, Mind Goo J, I'm not against options. I sell them all the time. I've almost always been against buying options. It's too hard to win anything. It's too hard to profit. Ines is asking, did you use a VA loan? And if so, would you recommend it? I always heard that they're very particular on the conditions of the house and land. No, if your house qualifies for a loan, like a conventional loan, it's going to qualify for VA. I don't think the conditions of the house are that much more strict. The only thing that has been a problem in the past is that the VA loan will only give you up to the amount of money that the house assesses at. So if the house's value assessment, what do they call that? Appraisal. If the house appraises for $500,000, but you negotiate with the seller and you want to buy it for $525,000, the VA will only give you up to $500,000. It's up to you to put up that extra $25,000 yourself, either as a down payment or as like some secondary kind of loan situation. That's where the VA loan can become a problem. But houses aren't going that much higher above appraisal anymore. At one point, like 2 years ago, they were going way above the appraised value. So VA loans could be a problem. I don't think at this point you're going to run into any issues like that. The VA loan isn't a loan in particular. It's just a set of rules that the lender has to follow. And some lenders are used to working with VA loans. Some of them are not. But it's not like the VA is offering a loan under certain conditions. It's a set of rules that any lender must follow if there's a VA loan involved. Or a VA, they shouldn't even call it VA loan. They should call it like the VA situation or so, I don't know, some other term, so it's not confused with like a proper loan itself. But yes, definitely use it. You'll get a lower interest rate. And that's the most appealing thing about it. David Budd seems to be a little bit cryptid here. He says, every second Tuesday or Wednesday of September and February. It's pinned to his calendar. There's national security reasons. Never ask enough when the rockets take off, then puts back down. Great swings. So in September and February, rocket stocks go up, apparently, is what I'm hearing. It's interesting. I have to see if that's true. But now that you've spilled the beans, that could go away. There's going to be too many degenerates all trying to YOLO into it. Mark, don't feel bad. That is pretty much everybody. I mean, in that 2020 and 21 speculative boom, everybody's account took off. We all felt like geniuses. And then 2022 came around, the bubble popped. Market had one of its worst years. It was like its top 15 worst years or something like that. All those companies that don't make money, all their values went down. David Budd, I don't know where you're... I mean, our house was already being rented out, so it passed inspection with no problem, but yeah, if your house is not in good condition, it won't pass. I don't know much about paint chips, but as long as they're not lead paint, I think you ought to be okay. Yeah, it ought to be due, guys, right? All I need is a nice 70,000 FC, and I'm back in the green. Yeah, 100, okay. We need a little more than that. With a couple of wilds on the screen, I thought I was going to have a good win there. Almost forgot. All right. So here, this is only going to work for new users. But those of you that are watching and don't already have a Fortune Coins account, using this link, it'll get you a special offer, 30% off. If you want to buy gold coins, you'll get your FC with it for free. and you will receive a bonus offer. It's about 30% less expensive to buy it than what it would normally be without the promo code. If you do not want to do that, you don't want to make any purchases at all, you only want to play without purchasing, then right here on the top of the screen every day, free coins. You click on this, you get GC and FC for free every day. You have to play through it before you can redeem, but at no point on Fortune Coins do you actually need to make a purchase in order to withdraw from it, to redeem from it. All right. This code is one way to sign up. It'll get you that little bonus if you do want to make a purchase. If you have no interest at all in making purchases, that's totally fine too. All you got to do, sign up every day. Free coins right here. You'll get 100 FC, which we know is redeemable to $1 after you play through it. With a minimum redemption of 5,000 FC, it's about $50. You can presumably do that every approximately 2 months. Get you a nice little payout every year. It's not gonna really change anybody's financial picture, but it is a way to get a little extra something without having to make any purchases of your own. So that's something that I've been doing for quite a while as part of the Freeloader Challenge. If that sounds at all appealing, give it a shot. At no point ever do you actually need to make a purchase on this. And if that's not what you want to do, then don't feel bad about not making purchases. It's totally fine. Just an option for you. Didn't Under Armour used to be like a $200 stock at one point? I think back in like 2006, it was like one of the most valuable companies in the US. Maybe not literally, but it felt like it. The amount of people that were wearing Under Armour in high school. Do high school athletes still wear Under Armour? It's been 14 years since I've been in high school. It's crazy to think I'm 10 years out of college now. I wonder if I'd still be cool in college or if I would just be like a weird old guy. I had to look up slang on Google. I didn't know the difference between Riz and game. And after looking up what Riz is, I still don't know what the difference between Riz and game is. I think Riz is just more fun for people to say. Somebody on Shark Tank was offered 2% of the company to do patent paperwork. Under Armour? I didn't even know that Under Armour was old enough to be on Shark Tank. I thought Shark Tank was like relatively new, like the last 5 years. Yeah, Riz comes from charisma. I got that. But we used to just call that game. And you could use it for more than just talking to girls. Like you could have like strong gym game, and that would mean like you were good at going to the gym. But Riz is just game when it comes to girls specifically. Like you could have strong drinking game, and that meant like you were good at drinking without passing out. But you wouldn't have strong drinking Riz. I mean, that would imply that you're good at talking to girls when you're drunk. I don't know. Game seems to make a lot more sense to me. Like if you have like strong church game, like you're good at going to church and praying and stuff, like you could do a sermon. Strong church Riz. I mean, does that make sense? No. I don't know. I guess it's slang. It doesn't really have to make sense. But I've seen like TikToks and YouTube Shorts and stuff. There'd be like a video of like a guy talking to a girl, and everybody in the comments is like, "Oh, he went to the school of Rizology, or he's majoring in Riz." And like everybody just wants to say Riz. It's just like silly. Whatever. People are gonna say, "What up, millennial?" or "Okay, millennial" in the future. Just wait it. People are gonna say Zoomer. I just spilled Chinese food on myself. That's what I get for trash talking the younger folk. Yeah, OK Zoomer is coming. Believe me. Gen Alpha, they're going to call you that. Mewtwo, I'm streaming until 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Everybody forgets the silent generation. People born in the 30s. I guess I'm done with my food since I spilled the rest of it on my lap. Still kind of hungry though, not gonna lie. I have quiche upstairs, but I haven't done enough working out to justify having a second breakfast. Or second lunch, I guess. Yeah, Mark, if you have $100 and you want to play it in the stock market, I would buy an at-the-money put, or I would sell an at-the-money put credit spread on SPY. It's going to give you a quick double or nothing. Do it with today's expiration. I'm saying financial advice. Yeah, Rizonomics. There's another one, Eins. Now, Mark, you're not the silent generation unless you were born in the 30s. When were you born then? Like 2007? That would make you a core Zoomer. Oh, hey, look at that win. There it is, 1,000. Good. Good, I'm down less than 70,000 now. Now, silent generation was the people that were born to the, like, between the wars, between World War I and World War II. So like people born in like people born in the 20s, I think you could probably call them somewhere between the greatest generation and the silent generation. And the lost generation was anybody born around like 1900, 1890s, 1880s, something like that. Yeah, Alex, you do need to have a minimum balance to sell spreads. On Robinhood, they'll probably let you do it with like $100, but if you literally have $100 to your name, you should not be selling any options. You shouldn't be trading options at all. You should be doing the freeloader challenge. Bob Bobson, 1972. Yeah, you are Gen X. You're like one of the core Gen Xers. Mark, the 1980s. You're probably one of the oldest millennials. Early 80s, you might be Gen X. Depends on how you see the world, if you're a Gen X or a millennial. But if you're born like 88, yeah, you're a millennial. You're just like me. I'm a core millennial, born in 1990. It starts going to Zoomer around 2000. And I can see it. Like between me, born in 1990, and my baby brother, born in 2000, you can see a generational difference. Just that 10 years. Like you can see the difference between the millennials and the Zoomers, just between us. Binance USA CEO just left the company, and a third of the staff was cut. All right, Binance, man, if Binance goes down, it's a wrap. Crypto is going to be on the struggle bus. Crypto was never meant to be this like centralized speculation instrument anyway. It should be kept private. Like you should keep your own hardware wallets or paper wallets if you know how to do it. I don't trust myself with a paper wallet. I got a ledger. But you keep that seed phrase backed up, you'll be all right. There's really not that much reason at all to keep things on a centralized exchange. I'd probably like it if Binance went away. Although I do want some way to change it into dollars, so I need at least one exchange where I can easily trade. Three wilds on the screen, that should be a good one. That's it? 172? Like you have like a good setup on some of those, but then there's nothing behind it. Like you didn't get the yin yangs. Mewtwo says, as a representative of the Zoomers, he likes money. I haven't seen that among the Zoomers. I have seen Zoomers not really care about money because you guys seem so pessimistic that you'll actually be able to get ahead. That a lot of Zoomers, I don't think, even try to make good financial habits. Not nearly enough of you guys are selling blood plasma. Yeah, JP says, not your keys, not your coins. Yeah, I hate that phrase because usually the people that say it have like a $1,000 net worth. But they're right, though. I can't knock them on that. And we saw that with FTX. I didn't lose any money on FTX because I withdrew right on time. But I did lose money on BlockFi. I think if anything is safe, it's going to be Coinbase. But I don't know if any of the centralized exchanges are going to end up staying safe. And honestly, I don't blame a lot of the Zoomers and even the younger millennials from getting pretty frustrated with the state of economics. Like, I don't think homeownership has ever been less affordable than it is now. Even me, $1 million net worth, no way in hell I would be buying this house now at these interest rates if I didn't get in just before they started spiking. Like when interest rates were 2%, I could have afforded double this house. At 4%, this is what I can get. At 7%, this house might even be out of reach, unless I was willing to really liquidate a lot of my holdings. And I would not want to do that. Because if you do, now you're digging into your retirement plan to buy a house. That's not what we want. It feels like for a while when interest rates were low, the people with the money were able to benefit because they could really take advantage of it. People without money couldn't take advantage of the low interest rates. Now, people that are, back to work and everything, the world is back to normal. People are not left in people that without money are in an even worse position than they were in before. Random Globetrotter says, how much did I lose on BlockFi? I think it was like 5,000. They keep sending me messages like, we're going to get you some back, but I'd be surprised if we get anything back. It's going to be another Mt. Gox. Years from now, the lawsuit will end. We'll get something. There's no way I'm getting that $5,000 back. That's gone. Ines asks, he doesn't understand crypto in the first place. It was meant to be an alternative to fiat currency, but at the same time, it's not backed by the government. So, what security does it offer? None. The whole point of crypto was to be able to make transactions in a currency that is not going to suffer from extreme inflation due to government action, stuff like that. Remember, this was made it was developed during the aftermath of the financial crisis, when we saw what bad money management can do to a global economy. Bitcoin was supposed to be a personal holding that you could transact in that's not going to be controlled by the government. That was kind of the point. It was supposed to be decentralized. Now what ended up happening, I think it's just kind of devolved into a speculation instrument. Very, very few people actually transact in Bitcoin. I do sometimes, I'll make overseas payments in Bitcoin or Litecoin. But am I managing my average money in crypto? No, it doesn't make any sense. It's way too volatile. I don't know. Until all that changes, I'm just looking at it as a speculation instrument that you can send back and forth sometimes. Litecoin is what I'll send back and forth. Bitcoin is, there's a good one, 1,600. And Bitcoin is that speculation instrument that you just hold. Hope that one day it does actually hit $100,000 or something. But when that happens, are you going to sell? Like the people that are holding thousands of Bitcoin right now, if there's any left, they could cash out and not have to worry about money anymore. But they're not regular people. They're the type that believes that Bitcoin is going to outlive the dollar, so they're not going to trade their Bitcoin for dollar. Only if they're not going to trade Bitcoin for dollars unless they need immediate liquidity needs. Then maybe they'll sell something. But the way I see it, if you have millions of dollars in Bitcoin and you never sell it, you don't have millions of dollars. You just have millions of Bitcoin worth that you're never going to use. David says Uphold is stable. They maintain a public page. I don't really know what Uphold is. I think I've heard of that as a wallet for another coin, though. Anyway. Mewtwo says, does making new coins cause inflation in Bitcoin? I mean, I guess theoretically it could cause some inflation because there's always Bitcoin being produced, but we know the max is 21 million. That's never going to change. David Budd says the population demographic on money market funds and T-bills is mostly in their 20s and 30s. Zero-day to expiration mania is driven by men in their 40s. I don't know if I believe that. Really? 40-year-olds are the ones that are speculating on short-term options? That's hard to believe. Yeah, Ines, I mean, you can use your house as a retirement plan. If everything works out well, your house should be worth more, and you can sell it, downsize, keep the cash, and there's your retirement. But I don't think, even if you make a $400,000 profit, I don't know if that's enough to really fund a real retirement. That might be enough to stop working, but it might come short of your desires when it comes to living a retired lifestyle. All right, what are we down now? 74,000? And the random number generators are not being kind today. I've barely hit any bonuses. Like, I think it goes to show that the return to player values are skewed by bonus games. And if you're not hitting the bonus games for one reason or another, you're just not hitting that right combo of random number generation, you're gonna come out low, you're gonna come out down. Bonus games are really where all that W comes from. Mewtwo remains confident. All the other guys saying do have disappeared off the face of the earth. They know I'm being unsuccessful. Yes, Fitz, you can look up any of the social casinos. There's entire channels doing Choomba. Oh, you're fine. I know that YouTube does ban some websites, but these are not some of them. I think stake is forbidden completely, but fortune coins you're fine. The only games here that I'm authorized to play are the ones that we haven't done yet. Hot Triple Sevens, Gates of Olympus, Madam Destiny, Fruit Smash, and Coin Quest 2. Those are the ones I'm allowed to play. Coin Quest wasn't working. Fruit Smash wasn't working. So that leaves Gates of Olympus and Hot Triple Sevens, which I think I briefly turned on. But Gates of Olympus is the only other one, and that one was experiencing some lag last time I tried it. And I can give it a shot anyway. I mean, Gates of Olympus is one of the highest volatility games there is. So if we could tolerate the lag, then it might give us a shot at coming back. Mewtwo's aunt watches Brian Christopher. See, look, volatility on Gates of Olympus is as high as it gets. So there's going to be some lag experienced here, but let's hit the double chance to play the feature. And let's flip on that autoplay. All right, let's see. The lag's not quite as bad this time. I think last time, because I was using Restream, it was pitiful. This time we might have a shot. All right, because it's going to have that cascading. Oh, I thought it was supposed to cascade. All right. We're in. Praying to Zeus. All right, there we go. There's money. Oh, no, we're still below our wager amount. All right, that puts us up. All right, we need a good scatter here, though, to really come out on top. So these don't have to line up. You just need to get enough of the same one on the screen. Yeah, you don't need 3 in a row symbols. You just need enough of the same symbol. You need 6 symbols of the same one? I think you need 6 of the same. And there's a lot of symbols, so it's possible you could come up short. Let's see. Here's the information screen right here. You need Oh, 8, 9. Okay, so you might need more than 6. 8, 9. So you need 8 of the same symbol. It's quite a few. And they're worth differing amounts. Hey, Mark, you get $30 for having used Meta products like Facebook? Because I'll take that 30 bucks. I guess 6 would be a little bit too low. You'd be winning all the time. 8 makes a little bit more sense. All right, let's do shoulder presses for Zeus. I'm not going to do the leg thing this time, but... Doing this for you, Zeus. I need a scatter. I'm paying my debt in advance. And that got tiring faster than I thought it was going to. Yeah, Mewtwo, how did you, like, get through school without having Facebook? Ooh, there's a good drop. Hey, got 3 scatters on the screen. Is that free spins? They gotta line up with each other. I missed the class action. Could have had a free 30 bucks. Alright, there's a good win. So far, Gates of Olympus has actually proven better than the other ones. Without the lag, it's not so bad. Man, Meta got sued for $725 million? I need 4 scatters to get the bonus, not 3. Alright. Yeah, shoulder presses get hard quickly. Even with 25-pound dumbbells, they still get hard. Not in the shape I used to be in, that's for sure. See, even if I win the 5,000 like grand prize that nobody ever wins, that would still barely bring me back to even. Right? No, that would give me 500,000. No, I'd be fine. But I would need a pretty hefty payout to get back to even now. I'm down almost 80,000 to FC. All right, there's purples. Good. Got my spin back. Ballin', you're stuck on hold. What are you trying to do? How do you guys mess with the phone scammers? Like when you get a call from the Amazon fraud department or something like that, and it's obviously like a scammer from somewhere. What do you guys do? How do you guys mess with them? Shoulders getting a little tired. Of course, now's the part where I'm going to hit a bonus, right? No, nothing. Zeus even electrified me and I still got nothing. ball and do online surveys while you're on hold. All right, here's Zeus lightninging for me. Nothing, again. I kind of want to do what the people like, what are their names? The anti-scammer guys on the phone. Can't remember his name. Kip Boga, and a couple of the other guys. Scammer Payback. I really wish I had the talent to do what those guys do when they get scam calls. Like find out what building they're in and stuff like that. Like when they redeem those codes, do they end up actually being able to take the money? Not worth the time. I don't know, maybe not. If there's money to be made, some freeloader challenge stuff, ripping off a scammer. Remember, I had an entire video on how I was ripping off scammers that wanted to they wanted me to promote their scam. So I just ripped them off. I'm still proud of that. Shoulder's getting tired. It's a lot of sets. Hoax Hotel. That's a new one. I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, the one job where doxing is good, me too. I wish there was a way to just like deploy air mobile FBI and like raid those scammer locations. I mean, wouldn't it be great if like the FBI set up a counter phone scam operation and they hired guys like Kip Boga and stuff to like teach other people how to do it, like teach agents. And the whole point of the job was just to take money back from scammers. I think that would be great. All those 10 and 12Xs, I got nothing. Dang. Yeah, no way to rip them off then, huh? Ah, that's a shame. Even wasting their time kind of sounds like a fun thing to do for a little bit. I tried changing my voice one time to sound like an old man and see if it would get them to talk to me longer, and it did a little bit. But once they started asking me questions I couldn't answer, then it stopped making sense. I wasn't able to do it. All right, what do we get there? 8 times 3, so times 11? Yeah. Wait, Mark, do you really ask Interpol if they're willing to take a case? Jeez. Huh. Am I doing the raffle for fortune coins? I'm not familiar with the raffle, but I'm interested now. Mark was told the info is not new, so they weren't interested in working with you. That's a shame. Dude, honestly, Imperial West, even if the FBI ripped off phone scammers and kept the money for themselves, I'd still rather see that done instead of letting it go with impunity. Because I know there's old people that are really getting ripped off. They're really losing money on this. And I read, if you go to like r scams on Reddit, you'll see people all the time getting ripped off by the dumbest things. You feel like there's no way somebody would fall for that, but they do, and they're usually old people. Old people with big hearts. And on the way I see it, like ripping off people out of their pension funds is like some of the worst bad stuff you can do to somebody. I would have absolutely no issue with like a coordinated effort to shut it all down. I don't know anything about a raffle that you guys are talking about. The only thing vaguely close to some kind of bonus like that would be this. Like if you join with this, you'll get a bonus FC and a GC on your first purchase. It's like a 30% bonus. But you also don't need to use that. You can just go up here, free coins, and grab every day without making any kind of purchase. But I'm not familiar with any kind of raffle going on. Jolly Mercenary says, a scam baiter did a 4-part series on YouTube where he was able to get into the scammer's security cameras and computers. He got so much info, but the case was dropped because of COVID. Ugh. Talk about bad luck. Jeez. I bet you those guys had something to do with COVID just so they can get out of it. I mean, I can ask. Alright, I ask about it. We'll see. I think given the fact that I'm just melting away FC here is a testament to how much volatility can impact results. Alright, everything on screen just burst. Am I going to get a free... No. And nothing else hit. That's lovely. That was like a free spin. Where is the scam call center, Mark? You talking about like in India? Come on, Mewtwo, you already know the answer. What is a PO number, Fallen? You're stuck on hold and you don't even know what information they need to help you. Go figure. I wonder if like the governments of foreign countries are helping phone, like call center scammers, like giving them some kind of protection or something. I mean, if they needed to get out of India, they could just go to Bangladesh. It's right there. Pakistan. I mean, I feel like all those places, the government has way better things to do. From China to Africa than to India. I don't feel like Africa would be particularly hostile to those types of scammers, though. I feel like that would, like, Nigeria is a perfectly valid place to set up a scam call operation. Because I've seen that happen, too. I've gotten, like, calls from there. Man, I can't get lucky. I need the crowns. The crowns are the big winner. And I can't get one. There we go. There's one. Oh, I still don't have enough? That's only 7. I need one more crown. 8. There it is. There's the winner. It's still going, though. This is a good run. Come on, just 50 times that what I just did. Now we're back, almost back to business. Nope, nothing from Zeus. He's going to give me another one. God. Talk about getting unlucky. And this is with double the chance to play feature. Why don't I play the free spins? Let's do it. Why not? Turning off autoplay. Can I buy the free spins? Why not? Let's go for it. Hey, and we got a scatter on the first one. Lovely. If that negates the rest of them, I swear. Because I just started doing it. Alright, there's something. That's going to be a good one. Get a couple more of them. There we go. Alright, so we got a times 6. Alright, there's something. Hey, finally. Decent one. Alright, so we're 7,300 down on the free spins play. Okay. Zeus, you gotta give me some lightning, man, to make this worth it. Oh, the scatters are what I purchased. That's not in addition. Okay, I got it. I thought the scatters was in addition to what I had already paid for. Alright, we're 63 down. We need more. That's going to be a nothing right there. What are we? 65, 60 down. Another nothing. Alright, there's blues. I need a purple. Purple diamond coming down. There we go. Purple diamonds. Alright. Got a whole lot of nothing working here. No. Okay, well there's 800. That's good. Still 10 left. Alright, did I get anything? Doesn't look like it. No. Yeah, no. Nothing there. Alright, there we go. Yellows. We need a lot more than that, though. If I'm going to come out on top of this one. 10,000 is a significant investment here. Alright, times 4. Nothing. Dang. Do I have... No, don't have green diamonds. We're running low on free spins. Man, I'm getting done dirty toward the end here. Alright, got something there. I need a whole lot of the same one. Dang, man. That was filthy. Oh. I got half of it back. A little less than half of it back. Ugh. Ugh. I need a break from that. Zeus, you know, he had me for a minute there and then came up short. Hey, when you guys are in chat, like, I can't tell if you guys speaking in chat are seeing what I'm actively doing right now, or if you're seeing what's being broadcast on YouTube. Because on YouTube right now, it looks like I still have 13 free spins left. I'm well past that in real life, like in real time. Oh, there we go, another scatter though. Hey, all right. Yeah, like, are you guys behind me looking at the previous scatter, or are you with me right now on chat where I just won another one? I really can't quite tell. The chat seems to be coming in real time, responding to what I'm saying. Alright, okay. Got 100 out of that. Yeah, so you guys must be seeing me in real time. Click live, I can do that? Oh. I didn't even know that was an option. Yeah, as long as you guys are seeing, I'm good. So I need to hit about 5,000 FC total on this one to get back to where I was before I bought the first spin. I don't even know how to click live on this. I don't have a button for live. Whatever. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing push-ups after these bonus games. I forgot. Yeah. I keep coming up short, though, man. Zeus is not looking out for me. Like, hitting these 25s is not going to get me there. I need, like, a good 1,000 with a Zeus times 5. To get somewhere. We had 2 bonuses, so that's 20 push-ups. No, 30. There's my push-ups. All right, 4 spins left. I need 4,000, so I need a good big one right here. All right, here's a big guy. What did I just hit? I was looking at my YouTube screen and hit live and then totally missed it. All right, that's a 2,600 one right there. Whatever I just got. All right, one more of them and we're back in business. Got 2 spins left to do it. All right, there's yellows. Okay. We need the rings. We need... Oh, yeah. All right. Goblets, that's good. If we get one more ring, we're going to hit a lot. Ah, I didn't get there. All right, that's still good, though. How did I get 5,000 out of that? I don't know how that happened, but I'm happy with it. Good. So far, the only thing that's been, like, positive for me so far has been Gates of Olympus. Just keeps going. I'll click there. All right, almost 6,000. That's good. All right, back in business. I don't know where all that came from. Why did that total multiplier come through? But I'm not complaining. Why did that 19 multiplier come on screen? Does that do it every time? All right, hey, that's enough for more free spins. End game. Wild. When does that total multiplier start hitting? Because it didn't do that every time. Does it only do that like after 10 or something? Or after 15? Hey, look at that. We're only down 83,000 now. All right. 265. Okay. Scatters are where it all comes from, though. If Zeus gives you a multiplier and you win the spin, it starts adding on the base multiplier also. And only in the bonus, of course. There you go, that times 8. That'll make it 400. I'll make it 400, 7, 500. Yeah, you gotta hit those bonuses, though, or else none of these games end up bringing you a return. Man, so you really can get... So you could really get quite a bit from those scatter games then. I might just play another one. Alright, there's a ×3, so I'll get that ×3. It's still not going to do a whole lot, though. Yeah, puts me up 100 FC from my spin amount. I'll patiently wait for that next one. Let's see what the market's doing. Let's see. All right, market's up a little bit, up 1/3%. That's good. Volatility's down. That's nice. My short strangles should be appreciative of that. Alright, let's see. So on my short strangles, I got the put wing is down 31 cents. and the call wing is up 3 cents. So I'm making, with 2 of those positions open, I'm making 63 on the put side and losing 7 on the call side, so that's good. Up about 270 bucks total. I got to get to 400 before I close out for the 50% gain. But all I got to do is just give it more time. My short strikes are at 420 and 465 on SPY. So that's just easy to be patient. Wait for another couple hundred. Speaking of which, did I just hit something good there? I got 10 blue diamonds and all it got me was 75. Lame. Looked like it was going to be a lot. Biggest winners today are, as far as, let me see, day's value change. All right, if we filter that way, biggest winner today is Triple QM. Next one, Triple Q. After that, Meta, Jeppy, VOO, and then Coca-Cola, interestingly. Coke must be having a good day. That's up 0.25%. But between QQQM and Triple Q, of about 2,200 bucks. That's good. Meta up 400. I've been in the red for so long on Jeppy. I mean, I keep getting those monthly dividends. But the actual position itself, the shares, have been in the red for a while. If we go to the end of the year and I'm still red on Jeppy, I'll sell that, take the loss, and then buy JEPQ immediately. That way, I can take the capital loss on Jeppy, write it off, deduct it from my earnings, or my capital gains. Then I'm moving it right into JEPQ, which is basically the same position. Really similar, it's just a different underlying index. Oh, there we go. All right, Zoo's coming through for me. It's going to be over 1,200. No, Mark, I'm not red with the dividend. I'm fine. I think just the last month's dividend is enough to make me green, or pretty darn close to it. But I've been holding it for like a year now. Another position I've been holding for a long time is Meta. I bought it at under 100. I bought it like around Halloween last year. So it was like $98 or something. I just barely missed the bottom. When everybody was going crazy thinking that Meta is going to go bankrupt because of the metaverse thing and wasting all their money on it, I bought shares. I bought 100 shares. And now that it's tripled, I'm going to sell some covered calls on it. Once I get to that 1 year mark, and now it's long-term capital gains, I'll sell covered calls. Even though I like Meta, I think it's a good hold, but I'm already up like 200% on it. If I don't turn it into something that I can safely retire into my portfolio forever, I might as well not have the money. I mean, Meta's not paying a dividend. It could go up more, but I mean, if Meta's going up, Triple Q is going up. So I plan on selling covered calls on it, take some extra cash, then roll those gains and the base value into shares of either JEPQ or maybe even just Triple QM. I think that's what I'm going to do right now. By right now, I mean about 6 weeks from now, after I hit the long-term capital gain status. I definitely wouldn't want to get assigned on a covered call right now and have to pay about 20% in total capital gains on that position. I'd rather wait another month and get to the point where I can sell it for long-term capital gains. It'll knock the tax in half. And if you hit with the covered call, then you're getting more premium too. So if I just keep selling deep out of the money, I'm okay getting assigned at this price, I'll pull premium the whole way. I just gotta wait 6 weeks for that long-term capital gains to happen. You had 1,000 Meta shares? Would you sell them all? When? I bought 100 when they IPO'd back in like 2011 or something, but then I sold it because the share price was dropping. I was like, oh, this is just another cash out. It's another waste. Shares were like 20 bucks. And if I had held those until now, that would have been great. Would have turned a like $2,000 investment into like, no, it couldn't be 60,000. To a lot more than that. You had 300 grand in Meta shares? That's a big position. Unless you're like deep into the millions. Oh, you're good then. If you had 1,000 and you're starting to sell it bit by bit now, I think you're gonna be all right. Because what's it at now? It's like 250 or something. No, it's 306. Yeah, I mean, it's back to its highs. No, not quite, but it's getting there. I mean, you're back to some spring 2021 prices, which is pretty darn good. Ah, you were part of Meta. All right. One of my friends works for Meta, and he was saying that if you have a really good performance, like you're a super valuable employee, then you'll get a significant chunk of shares as part of your yearly bonus. So if you're looking at, he was looking at employees that, they call it redefined expectations on your evaluation. If you get that, your Meta wants to keep you, and they'll do anything to keep you. So you start getting like significant stock option bonuses. And like that's the freeloader challenge right there. Get a good job and do really well at it. You win. Up, scatter. Usually that would be push-ups, but I kind of want to do shoulder press. JW says, why not sell calls with an expiration of 2 months out? You can do that, but if it gets assigned early for some reason, like the stock goes way up, I could get assigned just before expiration. And it's not even worth risking that over, selling covered calls an extra 6 weeks early. I'm not going to do that. I'll just be patient, be mature, hold on to it. Now, we're going to answer all these. We got some questions about covered calls and stocks. We're going to talk about that right after this bonus game, because I have still 87,000 FC to dig out of this hole. I got 50 minutes left of the stream. All right. Help me out here, Zeus. Times 10, but there's nothing on the screen that's going to multiply. Give me another times 10. Times 3. All right, it'll do, because I got hourglasses, so that's good. All right, there's a 3,000. That's good. That was a nice 3,000. You guys ask more stock questions, too. We'll come back to them after this. After the bonus. Nothing. That would have been a nice one, times 5. Come on, Zeus. I got 5 spins left. Help me out. Nothing. Oh, no, we got the... Okay. Yellow diamonds. We need some blues. We need a couple blues. There we go. Blues hit. Now I need goblets. Or hourglasses. Ah, came up short. Alright, it looks like greens. We need one more yellow and we're in business. There we go. Yellows will hit. One more hourglass. Damn. Couldn't get there. Alright. Zeus got me on the times 2, so that's going to make it times 5 then, because I got the times 2 multiplier. Alright, that's cool. 3 left. And if Zeus gives me a good hit, we'll get another times 5 on top of it. No, nothing. He didn't strike on that one. Dang. It's like a free spin right there, though. Oh, he strikes on that one. Alright, that'll do. Nope, we got one left. Okay, cool. Alright, that's going to be a good 6,000 win. Maybe even more than that. Alright. Give me a lightning bolt, Zeus. Give me times 7 here, that'd be nice. There we go. Alright, now we're talking. Because now we'll get a times 10. So that's going to be 6,000 on just this one. There we go. Almost 7 grand just on that one. So combine that with what I had already got. Good, good. Alright. That's 12. Good, now I'm only 75,000 down. 74, okay. Alright, big. We were due, right? Alright, a couple of questions about stocks then. So, we did the cover calls. One Ice says, can you explain the difference of long and short-term capital gains and how to properly take losses if there are long-term losses? He has shares of Peloton that he's held for 2 years. He's down 5K. All right, so the difference between long-term and short-term capital gains. So the amount that you pay in tax on short-term capital gains is whatever your tax bracket is, just as though you had made that money at work. All right, so if your effective tax rate is 20% and you make $1,000 in the stock market, short-term capital gains, you're paying 20% of that $1,000 in tax. So you pay $200 to the IRS, you keep $800. Short-term capital gains is easy like that. All right, long-term capital gains is a different scale. If you are in the lower tax brackets, you might pay nothing on your capital gains. If you're in a higher one, you might still end up paying like 20%. But that's versus if there were short-term capital gains and you're in the highest tax bracket, you're talking about like 40%. So at worst, long-term capital gains is about half the tax rate of short-term. Obviously, you want long-term wherever you can get it. Okay. Now you can always aggregate. So if you have short-term capital gains of $1,000 and short-term capital losses of $800, you can deduct your $800 from that $1,000 gained. Now you have $200 left. So you only have to pay short-term capital gains on $200. You can do the same thing with long to long. All right, if you have $1,000 of gain, $500 of loss, you can aggregate that together. Now you have to pay taxes, long-term capital gains tax on $500. All right, but if by the end, if you're done aggregating, you're done totaling it up, and you say, all right, I have $2,000 of net short-term capital gains and $2,000 of net long-term capital loss, you can put those together. You can deduct your long-term capital gains from you can deduct your long-term loss from your short-term gain and meet at zero, and you would negate that. You wouldn't have to owe any tax that year. You can't go the other way. You can't deduct short-term loss from long-term gains. And you also can't deduct losses from dividends. All right, there was a lot there, so let me know if that made sense or not. But when you are tax loss harvesting, that means you're looking at your positions at the end of the year and saying, all right, I have $25,000 of capital gains I'm going to need to pay tax on. But my portfolio has bad positions in it. I have $10,000 of losses that are sitting there. What you can do is sell those shares for a loss, and now you have freed up yourself to deduct that $10,000 loss from your $25,000 gain. Now you're only paying $15,000, or you're paying taxes on $15,000 instead of paying taxes on $25,000 while you have red $10,000 sitting in your portfolio unrealized. All right, that's called tax loss harvesting. It doesn't really do anything that fancy because you're closing out a position. But if you have positions like triple Q, like you are red on triple Q like I was in 2022, you can sell your shares of triple Q and buy a very similar ETF right away. That way you have basically the same position, but you still got to take the capital loss. You can't sell triple Q for a loss and then immediately buy it back. That's called a wash sale. You can't deduct those losses until way out in the future when you eventually do sell the position permanently. Then you can deduct your loss. But tax loss harvesting is when you would sell that triple Q for a loss and then buy a similar ETF. Maybe just buy SPY instead for 30 days until after which the wash sale rule goes away. You can go back to triple Q if you want to. I did that all through 2022. I would sell the losing positions, buy similar shares, similar companies. That way I got to take off huge losses. Basically sold everything that was red and moved it over into a new position. All right, and by doing so, I now get to roll those capital losses forward until I've fully claimed them. So this year when I've made money, I can take last year's capital losses and deduct that from this year's capital gains. And I can do that forever until it balances out. So that's a long answer, but I hope that was helpful for you. All right, what else we say? All right, Mark said, I was only 10K down an hour ago. Yeah, pretty much. Mark says, wait, if he is down, don't he want the capital gain tax to be short term? No, all right, so I think what you're seeing is, well, if I'm down $10,000, I want that to be short-term capital gains tax because I'm somehow saving 20% versus if they're long-term, then I'm only saving 10%. That's not the case because when you take capital losses, you're always deducting it directly against your capital gains. Doesn't matter. There's no percentages involved there. So whether it's long-term or short-term, you're still deducting it from the gain. It doesn't matter whether it's long or short term. All right, Daniel says, hey, what are you doing after buying the property from the Freeloader Challenge? Fix and flip. I'm probably going to fix and rent out to to Section 8. That's the plan anyway. We'll see. That might change. ICE is saying, basically you're saying I can write off my long-term loss from your short-term gain to pay less tax. Yes. But David's right. I talked about the wash sale rule. If you guys are confused about that, tell me and I'll explain it further. But look up the wash sale rule. Make sure you're not breaking it. The easiest way to get around the wash sale rule is to sell a stock and buy a similar one if you want to keep the position open, or sell a stock for the loss and move on with your life. Palantir is not something that I would want to be holding forever right now. Peloton is probably not something I'd want to hold forever. If you're down on something like DoorDash, just dump it. It's time to let it go. I had some junk stocks like Lyft. Just let it go. You don't have to make a win to get a gain on every single stock that you trade. It's okay to take losses. It's going to happen. All right, Ballin said he chatted with his father. His father is complaining about owing taxes at the end of the year. Loss harvest is OP. Yes, you should loss harvest. Depends on where he's making his money from too. Remember, if you have capital losses totaled out for the year, you've taken all of your capital losses away from your capital gains, and you are still red. And throughout the year, you lost 10 grand. You can deduct $3,000 a year from your regular W-2 income, right? So you lost $10,000 for the year. You can take $3,000 of that and deduct it from your regular income from your job. You're left with $7,000 of capital losses that you can roll forward into the next year, and you just reduced your capital. You just reduced your regular income by $3,000. That's going to save you money on taxes. Might save you $600 of regular tax, and you still get to roll the remaining $7,000 of capital loss forward to the next year. And the next year, if you make $7,000 of gains, they squish. You don't owe any tax. If you lose more money again the next year, you can deduct another $3,000 and roll the rest forward into the next year. It's actually not that bad of an arrangement. All right, Ice says he just wants to make sure he didn't screw himself by having this long-term loss because he has good short-term capital gain from covered calls. So if you were to sell your, was it Peloton or Palantir? If you were to sell that stock, you can deduct your loss from the long-term capital gains. You can't go the other way and deduct, oh wait a minute. Yeah, because you have a long-term loss and you want to deduct it from short-term capital gains. You can do that. Mark says, will it eventually make sense to migrate overseas when you are old to nations without capital gains tax before cashing out? I have no idea how that works. Like if you sell American stocks on an American exchange but live in a foreign country, I don't know if you owe taxes on that, but at that point you probably don't really need to worry about tax anymore because you live in a cheap foreign country without capital gains tax. Like you could probably take what's in your bank account right now and go over to Thailand and like live like a king. Like you can live there off of like $400 a month. You make $2,000 a month in dividends, you're fine. Like you don't have to worry about anything anymore. You're good. And Ice says he wants to get rid of Peloton. That's why I'm curious on how to do it correctly. You sell it. That's all you got to do. Yeah, don't overcomplicate things. If you want to get rid of a stock, you sell it, and then you're going to take that whatever $5,000 loss and deduct it from your gains throughout the rest of the year. When you go to pay your taxes, you're just going to see it totaled up on your whatever the hell it's called. Your is it 1099? I don't think it is. Whatever it is, your tax forms. You're just going to deduct that $5,000 against your capital gains. Mark says there is no capital gains tax in his country for American stock. Where do you live? Like one of the islands? Are you living in like Seychelles or something? Or like Gibraltar? VIX is down to 13.4. Wild. And you can still buy American real estate like an American. All right, so I'm going to guess that you're either in like Guam. You're either in Guam, the Philippines. It's got to be one of the island nations. All right, either Guam or the Philippines. I'll wait for you to put it in chat. Those are my guesses. I guess Guam wouldn't make much sense because then you'd be American. Mark says he lives in Singapore. All right, well, I was a little off there, but yeah, I was way off, wasn't I? That's all right. I hear that Singapore has very strict rules, though. Like, you don't get caught slacking in Singapore. You're going to pay for it. Ballin says Singapore, Africa, and South American countries got OP status on free trade agreements. I mean, I can see that from Singapore. I haven't heard of anything like that with Africa and South American countries, though. I mean, I guess the amount of interference that we've run in South American countries, it would make sense that they get some kind of free trade agreement out of it, at least. I don't know why Africa would be, unless you're talking about, like, Liberia. I mean, I studied abroad in Kenya. I don't remember anybody talking about a free trade agreement with the U.S. With China, yes. The amount of Chinese investment into Africa is wild. In Singapore, they fine people $300 to $600 for cycling on the sidewalk more than 10 kilometers an hour. Well, that's like 6 miles an hour. So that's like barely even a jogging pace. Ice says, what are some good plays when VIX is low? There is a time to go long options, and it's usually when VIX is very, very low. So you can do like a double diagonal situation. That might help when you're buying near the money calls and puts and selling further out of the money. You could do that. But the best move when VIX is low is buy shares and hold them. Because that means when VIX is low, that usually means that the market is rising. So long shares is not a bad move when you have enough money to get a decent return from doing so. When VIX, even when VIX is low, even when it's like 12, it's still going to spike up to 17, 18 sometimes. That's your opportunity to enter the trade. When VIX dips back down into the low teens, 12, that's your opportunity to close the options. So if you're sitting with nothing in your portfolio and VIX is 12, it's not the time to sell options. If you're aggressive, it would be the time to buy some exotic positions, like a spread, like a long spread that would benefit from volatility rising, or you hold shares. And while you're waiting for VIX to rise, I mean, do some freeloading. I mean, even like dumpster diving has brought in money. And when I was a college student, getting an extra $50 a week would have been huge. I sold my blood plasma. That's what you should do when VIX is low. Google right now, go on Google Maps, find the nearest blood plasma center to you, and sell your blood plasma so that you have more liquidity when VIX spikes. Hey, there's a good win right there. Let me get a multiplier from Zeus. Once there's too many mix-ups on screen, it all goes away. There's a Zeus spike and nothing. Dang. Alright, I got 30 minutes left to recover 83,000 FC. I don't even want to know how many I've played through so far. Alright. 150 from the goblets. Oh, we got the blues. If you're in the US, Jolly Mercenary, you're good. It's when you're outside the US that it seems like people can't sell their blood plasma. Like in Europe, you're not allowed to do that. Probably because you guys have universal health care anyway. So plasma is getting sourced from somewhere else. In the US, you gotta find a capitalistic way of getting blood plasma. I think what the internet really needs is a international version of the freeloader challenge. Alright, there's rings, that's good. 200. Yeah, if you're in Europe, I think the like having universal health care somehow affects the viability of paying people for their blood plasma. But remember, I mean, even though it feels like Americans have a lot of opportunities to make money, remember that in the US, if you go to the doctor, you may not have money left when you leave the doctor. If you have to go to a hospital for like a real significant medical condition, you don't know if you're going to be bankrupt when you come out of the hospital. That's something that's always hanging over our heads. So if you gave me the choice, do I want freeloader opportunities like in the US, or do I want medical attention without like the possibility of going bankrupt? I would take the universal health care every time. I'm lucky because I was in the military. I get health care for my family for dirt cheap. I think it's like a $300 deductible, and then maximum of $250 a day for inpatient care, which is like unheard of in the US. And me personally, I'm free. My family is the only thing that might have to pay something. Meanwhile, I get forms from my old job sometimes. They still send me the insurance enrollment forms. It's like $1,000 a month in just the premium. And then after you pay that, if you go to the doctor, you still have to pay deductible. And then after you pay that, you still have co-insurance, which means you still have to pay some of the insurance. They're not covering everything, even after you give them like $12,000 in premium, $5,000 in deductible. Now you're in $17,000, and now insurance will start covering 75% of your medical attention. So you might still have $2,500 for an overnight stay in the hospital. It's crazy. It's like horrible. But people don't want universal health care in the US for some reason, and I can't quite figure out why. Suits me just fine. Puts me in a better position versus everybody else. But I think we ought to get some of that universal health care. I mean, when you get a letter from your insurance company, is anyone like, oh good, I'm so glad that my health insurance company is communicating with me? No, you're like, oh god, if I open this thing up, I don't know what bill this is going to be for, how much money I'm going to owe. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Got a couple of good cascading spins here. There's another 100, nice. Alright, goblets, okay. I need a good lightning bolt from Zeus. Ah. Came up weak. New Zealand, that sounds interesting. I had a friend that went to New Zealand. They liked it. Ballin says, we keep praying the medical system will collapse under the bureaucratic weight of it all, and yet people still bankroll billions. Now, I don't know why people in the US think it's so important to have non-universal healthcare. Like, oh, well then, if universal healthcare is so great, then why do Canadians come to the US for medical attention? And I think the truth is a lot of Canadians are already in the US when they get their medical attention. Like, what do they call them? The snowbirds that come from Canada to Florida for the entire winter. And they tend to be old people because they're retirees living in Florida. They're the ones that are going to need the medical attention. They didn't come to the US specifically to go see a doctor because they can't in Canada. They're our neighboring country. Canadians spend a lot of time here. Just because they saw a doctor in the US doesn't mean that they came to the US just for the doctor. So I think that's one argument that doesn't hold water for me. Then the other one is, well, if we have universal health care, then everybody's going to go to the doctor for everything. I'm like, all right, to a certain extent, maybe, because you're going to have people that haven't been to a doctor in 5 years can now suddenly go to the doctor. Yeah, there's going to be people backed up. There's going to be lines. But that's going to go away as, people get the attention they need, and they're not going to the doctor for fun after that. JP says every other developed nation figured it out and works just fine, but we're not different, just rich people being stubborn. I think we've kind of been brainwashed into thinking that it wouldn't work for us because X, Y, Z. Like we have too many immigrants to take care of, or some excuse, some reason. But I think eventually we'll get there. I think it'll be better for everybody except me. Millennial Investor, welcome to the party. Yeah, we got 30 minutes left, and I need to recover approximately 90,000 FC. This has to be one of the worst streaks ever on any game to have given up that much. You know, that's losing almost half of what I started with. Not quite half. But, you know, don't give up yet. There's still time. Don't worry, Millennial. It's no problem. Mark says Medicare is needed as lifespan is increasing. That's a good point, too. As people start living into their 90s, the cost of medical attention starts rising. People are now on Medicare for like 25 years, whereas they used to be on Medicare for a short time. Soon we have bigger issues since more medical insurance refuses to cover over 99 years old. Basically, you lose coverage when you need it the most. You know what's interesting about life insurance, too? If you make it to 100, you collect your life insurance as though you had died. Like, all life insurance, like whole life, isn't literally your entire life. It's until you reach 100 years old. So as people are starting to make it to 100, life insurance is paying them out these, like, deep six-figure balances as cash. Which I guess is, you know, better than dying. Instead, you get, like, this $1 million or, you know, a couple $100,000 windfall when you turn 100. Ballin says, the amount of stocks we trade is really making me question the entire business model of these medical companies. Benjamin, YouTuber, called it the black tar heroin of the stock market. What do you mean? Like the medical companies are looking after their shareholders first instead of their clients? Because that's like a different, I think that's an issue that affects entire industries, not just healthcare. What happened to Benjamin? Like he made good content, but then he doesn't produce a lot of it. My best guess is he's either a student with better things to do, or his expenses were really high. Because I mean, I've paid editors before, and you might have a video that makes you $2,000, but if it costs you $800 to do it, you know, $1,200 is nice, but you still got to pay taxes on that. And it might take you weeks to produce it, so you might be better off with a job. Depends on how much money you're getting from sponsorships and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. When's the last time Benjamin has produced? He's at almost 500,000 subscribers. But the last time he made a video was 5 months ago. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got like 7.
Approval from the FDA.
He's got like 8 videos with more than 1 million views. They're all from a couple years ago, though. I don't know. Maybe he got bored or something. Which is hard to imagine. He must have been doing all right. Yeah, if anybody knows that Benjamin posts the Patreon, let me know. I'll give him $5 for more content. I don't know if I'd be doing more than that, but if he's really active on Patreon, then I'd chill with it. JW. This is making it rain on the nursing homes as a centenarian or centarian. I mean, that's what happens. You get it like $300,000 when you turn 100. It's damn good birthday money. Yeah, but Mark's right. Like, inflation would eat away at that. Like, what's $100,000 going to be worth in today's dollars 70 years from now? Like, prices are probably going to quadruple by then, right? So it would be like getting a $25,000 windfall. All right, millennial investor went to, ditched here to go there. I don't know what he's referring to. Oh, what, you mean you ditched Theta Gang to go to Benjamin? Okay, cool. That's fine. All right, Ballin says, why are there 50 companies trying to patent an Alzheimer's drug, but they're not to deal with the issues, just a specific part of the disease? I don't know. I would assume that that has a lot to do with just the legality of patents. Like, if you invent something, like a new machine, you might have 10 patents that are that one thing, because you have 10 mini things, like 10 little applications within your larger machine. So you want to patent every single one of them so somebody can't copy most of it. The same thing must be true for the drugs. Like, you might have one drug, but there's 10 things happening within that drug, and you want to patent every single one of them individually. That's just my guess. Means you made bank. If you make enough money, you won't be here teaching, as you need to spend time spending those bank. Well, I don't know. It's a little optimistic there, Mark. I don't know all about all that. But with 500,000 subscribers, you would think that every video he makes would produce several thousands of dollars in income. I can't imagine that he would have made that much money that he's no longer interested in it. Benji ditched YouTube to go to Patreon only. Is that true? Like, is he really active on Patreon? I mean, I have YouTube. I can pull him up. Let's see. His Patreon. He has over 1,000 members on it. He's making $3,750 a month on Patreon. All right. His last update was August 30th. Part of that was August 7th. Alright, it looks like he is producing at least twice a month on Patreon. But I can't quite tell what he's doing there. Oh, he's doing, like, trade strategies and stuff. Yeah, he is producing there. He recommends short Bud Light. He's trading a few different strategies. Tax day. Yeah, he's doing some interesting things over there. I don't know. I wonder why. I mean, I guess it's worth it. Thing is, if you're making Patreon posts and you're a college student, then you're making, that's like a lot of money. You're making $4,000 a month just off of that. He's still making money on YouTube. He's probably making a good $7,000 total a month. Yeah, that's not enough to really live off of, but as a college student, that's bank. So my bet is he's a college student. David Budd says the price of 1 pound bag of beans at a local grocery store has gone up 4 times since 2020. 100K in 70 years won't buy a Mickey D small fries. I mean, we could look at what it was 70 years ago. I bet we would find out like what the projected value of 100 grand will be if the trend holds. It definitely won't be anywhere near 100 grand unless we go into like serious economic decline. I mean, different things are going to change in price. Computing power is going to go down in price. Mark says, if they develop a drug to return you to 20 to 26, return you to a 20 to 26-year-old body and health, how much will you pay for it? I guess it depends on how old I am, but I would probably pay my approximate earnings between now and when I was 20. Or in other words, if I make 100 grand a year now, and 20 years ago was, what am I, when I was 20, so that was
12 years ago for me. So I'd pay about 1.2 million, I guess, would be the right way to do it. That's your intrinsic value. If I keep the knowledge I had, then I don't know. I guess I'd give up. Giving up all my money sounds a little bit scary, but I guess that's one way to look at it. Or another way of saying that would be, how much money do you expect to make between 20 and now if you went back to 20? Figure if you make 100 grand a year, you would multiply that by how many years you're getting yourself back. 10 million? No, you said 100 grand over 12 years. That's 1.2 million. Yeah, I give something like that. But that would be like liquidating me completely. All I'd get back is time. And I don't know. Maybe that would be, I guess that would be worth it. It's a little scary though, as a prospect. Whatever whole life pays. Dude, our generation's life expectancy is like the first one to go down though. So don't get too excited about people living longer. The deviation is widening between who lives longer and who lives shorter. And on average, it's gone down. Oh, there's a decent win. Alright. Got some love from the slots on that one. Honestly, at this point, my goal is just to not lose half by 2:30 when the stream ends. And Gates of Olympus, so far the one that's gotten me anywhere near. Only one that's not been a constant money drain. Mark says, we're very close to cracking aging. I don't know, I've heard of the California Life Company, Calico. Like, that's what they're working on. It's like somehow affiliated with Apple. It's called Calico. And, but are they anywhere near cracking the code? I don't know. I think realistically, yeah, to get 12 years back, I would probably liquidate everything. I'd like to keep my free healthcare from the army, though. That would be nice. 6x'd a lab mouse's life. All right, that's interesting. Ice. I don't know when that one's gonna be back on sale. I didn't produce them, but we do have Crocs. Do you want Theta Gang Crocs? Okay, let me go get that for you. I'll get you a link to the Crocs store. Let me see. I gotta go get you. I gotta find the website. Alright, I think we got it here. I'll be able to get you. I don't know, maybe you don't even care about that, but I gotta do a captcha so I can get you there. Alright, I got about 8 spins left before I end up going in more than half. Oh, can't even log into the website. Ugh. Can't get in. I'll try one more time. Yeah, the Crocs are legit, man. I'm telling you. Tell me more about the 6xing a mouse's life. That's interesting. I've heard about this CRISPR. I remember when I first started reading about retroviruses, because I wanted to be like a medical researcher. I remember thinking, why don't we use retroviruses, like a modified AIDS or modified HIV, to take out the degenerative disease portion of people's RNA helix, or DNA helix. Why don't we use those retroviruses to take out that portion, put in their own completely benign genome into it. And that way a human would no longer have that degenerative disease in their DNA. Now, it turns out people tried that in like the 90s, and there was just no way to actually get the virus to take away the part of the DNA that you wanted it to. So you would just end up giving somebody a disease that does basically nothing, but to no value to you. Now with CRISPR, it's a lot easier to do that because you're using bacteria instead of viruses. Oh, so it sounds like the same thing is happening with CRISPR. I hear that's easier, though. Argument made that because humans have tested on mice so long, their life expectancy jumped higher than in nature. Oh, that's interesting, too. That by testing on mice, we've effectively edited their biology. Mark says, the problem is how to deploy it in targeted volume on a human. Yeah, well, that's the same thing that happened with the RNA. I keep saying RNA. The retroviruses. You couldn't get it to actually target what you wanted it to. I thought CRISPR was making that easier, though. Maybe that was just nonsense where I read it. But I want to get you the link to Megalixir Drip. So I gotta go and track down. I gotta log in so I can get you guys the link to the new store. I'm gonna do a little bit more workout here. CRISPR theory to fix aging is how to fix our body function, to check and dispose of broken cells. I guess that's what aging is, isn't it? It's like improper amyloid bonding or something like that. I don't really know what that is. Some like folding of something. I don't know. I used to read about this stuff like recreationally, but kind of gave up on it. Alright, I'm trying to get this daggone website. There we go. Alright, let me log in. Improper amyloid. Alright. Alright, there it is. Alright, if you guys use that link with the whole thing attached, I think it gives you some kind of bonus too. It's my referral link to my own store. Oh, look at that. We are now down more than half of our starting value in FC. With 10 minutes left, we gotta at least recover. We gotta get like 1,000 or 2 here. Here, let's. Or you know what? We'll finish with the free play. We'll invest. Yeah, but this website here, if you copy and paste that whole thing, that'll get you to the drip store. With trying to find it, man. Somewhere on here, you'll see all the Theta Gang stuff. Where's the Crocs? Oh, they're called clogs. Theta clogs. Or Wall Street Bets Kids clogs. Yeah, there you go. This will get you the more direct link to the product. Alright, Mark says, CRISPR basically succeeded in recently developing cells to what we like it should become. To what we like it should become. What we think it should become. Like there are now ways to fix kids with genetic defect blindness. Oh, that sounds pretty great. Love to have that. Edu says, he signed up for clinical trial offering $2,400 to give me a nasally administered flu vaccine. Dude, do it. These things are pretty highly regulated, so it's unlikely that you're actually going to like get a serious side effect to it. You're much more likely to just walk out with having benefited science and pulled an extra $2,400 for yourself. Yeah, Ballin, this might be the worst gambling stream. The worst social casino stream. Yeah, I don't know. The variant, it's you're playing high volatility games. You run the risk of losing. It's not blackjack. Yeah, Mark brings up a good point. Like, if you're entering into a clinical trial that's phase 1, that's the most high risk, because phase 1 is when you're testing to make sure that it's safe enough for more testing. So if something gets past phase 1, at least it's safe. It might not be effective, but it's been tested on humans before, it's safe. And they do like pre-trial stuff too. It's not like you're going into phase 1 testing with some brand new product that's you have no idea whether it's going to be safe or not. Like, they do pre-trial stuff with simulations. They'll test it on animals probably. They do some stuff in petri. They'll test it on human cells, not inside a human body. Like, they do some testing first. But if you're going to have a serious side effect, it's very likely to be in phase 1, unless you're one of the very unlucky people from later phases. Phase 2 is when you're checking for efficacy, but without necessarily evaluating things like compliance, or by phase 3, it should be effective, it's definitely safe, but you're looking to catch that 1 out of 30,000 people that are going to react negatively to it. That's really what phase 3 is for. So if you're doing a phase 3 trial, you're probably going to be alright. But I think the highest payout ones are the phase 1 trials. Oh, Mark says you do not get paid more for phase 1 trials. I would have expected that you do, since it's the highest risk. If it's a phase 1, remember, I don't think you're like taking on a high amount of risk by doing a phase 1 trial. I don't think that's the case. They do pre-trial testing to make sure it's not like objectively dangerous to do it. There's ethical consideration still. I think you're probably going to be alright doing a phase 1. I think he's trying to say Eli Lilly explained all these to Mark. I don't know, from what I've seen, you do end up getting a pretty solid amount when you're doing phase 1 trials. Now, it might be the same as what you would get for phase 2 and 3, but the one I was doing for malaria, I think that was a phase 2 trial, and it was paying $3,000. I've seen phase 1 trials in Baltimore, like from Parexel, they end up being like $20,000, but it's a month-long study where you're staying in their rehab facility basically for a month, which honestly is not that bad. It's basically free food and housing for a month while you let them experiment on you, and you walk out with 24 Gs. It's not the worst arrangement I've heard of. It's probably not a great time. Yeah, I'm going to share one more time this this link here. This isn't my referral link. This is a Fortune Coins promotion link for new users. If you use that, you can purchase coins and you'll get a bonus on your first purchase, but you always have the option not to make any purchases at all and just play for free. With the free coins button every day, you'll get a little bit that you can play with, and you can play right through it, and you can redeem it if you want to. No issues at all. So if you can do that, then you're really not taking on any real obligations here. But if you are under no obligation to pay anything to participate in these games, you have the option with a bonus if you do want to. But of course, it's up to you whether you want to get involved in this at all. I know I'm not giving you the best example right now of a successful gaming session, having lost half of my FC. More than that now. 5 minutes left. Mark says there may be higher insurance coverage in the case, but you don't get more money. Or it's not like phase 1 trials are going to pay you significantly more money than phase 2 or 3. Well, if that's the case, then I would usually prefer to be in at least phase 2. Phase 3 is the safest. There is a phase 4, but I've never heard of anybody actually paying somebody to participate in those. Phase 4 is more like a supervised and refined phase. You're looking at medical data that comes back from physicians. And what's that thing everybody was reporting the COVID stuff to? Like some centralized database for reporting side effects. That's like the Phase 4. I don't think there's any studies that are paying participants to Phase 4 because you already have enough people using it in the open market. David said he bought the clogs. Oh, that might be the first purchase of the clogs. Appreciate the patronage. Needs a new house slippers anyway. Well, I appreciate you getting in on that. I've got a couple pairs myself. They're nice. Did you get the furry ones or the regular ones? Ballin says medical experiments have always been the one he refuses to do. One lottery being born, he's not going to risk it. Yeah, fair enough, man. Stud City says do. You know what? We're going to put that to the test, Stud City, because in the last few minutes here, we are going to turn off autoplay. There we go. We're going to turn off autoplay after this one, and we are going to do some... We're going to play the free spins. We're going to wrap it up with something exciting here. All right, boys. Let's do it. We're getting our scatter. And we're going to lift some weights while we do it. Here we go. Let's lift. All right, we got greens and blues. That's good. We are going to need a big... All right, there we go. Okay. Good. Now we got a 3 times multiplier going into every single one of these from here on. All right, nice. So it's going to go into the total multiplier too, I think. Yeah, there we go. So everything that we win on a lightning bolt is going to also get an additional X3. And we got another scatter. What does that do? We got 5 more respins. Do I gotta click? All right, we're going in big, guys. Times 6. Did we get anything? Nah. Didn't get anything on that one either. Dang. All right, we are burning right through those 5 respins. Still nothing. All right. Well, no 5 free respins anymore. All right, nothing there either. Okay, we're back to right where we were before that one. All right, but there we go. Good. Goblets. Ah, David, I am very sorry to hear that, man. Thanks for the attempt, though. All right. Now we're getting there. I do not have a squat rack, you do. Unfortunately. I'm getting tired, though. There's a big one. But I gotta keep pushing so that Zeus keeps sending his blessings. I thought that was the goblets, or the chalices, it looked like it. The hourglasses, or whatever. Alright. Come on, Zeus. Don't let me down now. We've got a little something going on here. Alright, there we go. So we're up to times 13 now for the next 8 spins. Oh, I'm getting really tired. Zeus will not bless me unless I keep pumping out these shoulder presses, though. Gotta keep going. Alright. I'm sorry I stopped, Zeus. Keep going. Keep going. Damn, nothing. I'm tired. Alright, I'm definitely going to need a lightning bolt here, though, Zeus. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're still going. Give me one more lightning. I'll push for you, Zeus. Alright. That's something. There's a good return.
8,000. There we go. Okay. All right, 115. Made it back to almost half. Oh man, lost almost 102,000 FC on this one. Now we're here at the end of the stream. I'm gonna be honest, this was not the result I was looking for, not even close. At least I got a decent shoulder workout after all. But man, this has probably been one of the least successful examples of my gaming ever. But that's the risk that you take. You know, when you play in these high volatility games, that can happen. So here we are with a big L after 4 hours. Oof, man. But you know what? It had its moments. I like that we ended on a good note there. That 15,000 at the end. That was fun. Zeus came through good for me. And I got a decent shoulder workout in. And remember, gaming is temporary, but gains at the gym are forever. So no matter what your craft is, always keep your health strong. Keep your shoulders strong because they make the rest of your body look good. And I did get a hole in the ceiling. Thank you, David Budd, for reminding me about that. I was having a good moment for a minute there. So, yeah, I have a new hole in my ceiling I need to fix. And that's just going to be more content for Homestead Homies. But anyway, now that we're here at the end, I want to thank you guys for participating in the stream. Really appreciate the support. One more time, I'm going to drop that link. Hey, you can play all these games for free. You can get FC for free. Don't need to pay anything to participate in any of these games. And if you use that link, you'll also get a little bonus if you do decide to make a purchase. It's not my link. That's just a promotional link from Fortune Coins. And then see in the description, we've got a Discord too. Chill out on. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Also, anticipate some point this week or maybe over the weekend the next freeloader challenge video.